Hello, namaste, and welcome to your monthly predictions for the month of August 2026. This is a very heavy and tricky month with five transits happening back to back. The planet of love and beauty, Venus, moves into a practical analytical sign of Virgo. The planet of action and courage, Mars, steps into an intellectual air sign. Then the planet of intelligence, Mercury, enters an emotional water sign in Cancer. The king of the zodiac, Sun, our Atmakarka, moves into his own royal sign, and by the end of the month, the planet of communication and intelligence again makes a move and joins the Sun King along with Ketu. So the month is really, really busy and heavy. Why I'm saying heavy is because on all top of this, we have a total solar eclipse on the 12th of August and a partial lunar eclipse on the 28th of August, both bringing their own energy for every ascent. So please make sure you also check the section on the solar and lunar eclipse and the remedies that I have shared with you at the end of every zodiac sign. They are really, really important for this month to watch out for. Now, the forecast is prepared ascendant wise, but you can also check it from the moon sign for a fuller picture. So let's begin. Welcome to all the Aries rising. Aries, we have a very busy month, but let's start with the very first transit. The first transit for this month is on the very first day, which is on August 1st, when Venus enters Virgo in your sixth house. Now, sixth house represents our daily routine, our health, our workplace environment, the service, the seva that we do, our enemies and litigation. And there are few things that you should expect during this transit. Now, although Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and this is also a Maran Karak Sthana here, meaning its usual flowing of romantic energy feels very restricted. It is surprisingly beneficial in a practical way, how that it is good for channeling your desires into duty driven analytical area. And a few things that I wanted to share with you is first, before that, if people are curious why I said that Venus is in its Maran Karak Sthana, is it means that the planet of pleasure and romance feels death like or deeply suffocating because it is forced to deal with conflict, diseases, and death, which sixth house represents. So, the first thing first is your daily routine needs a lot of attention now. Venus debilitated here means you may take things lightly or grantedly. For example, you keep watching the football match, or you're watching some sports late at night, or you're just doing your going through your Insta reels, and then you feel that your sleep is not sufficient, or you eat something, a street food, or you eat something outside just for fun, and then you feel very disappointed with your choice. So health matters gets needs real attention, and you should take care of your health once Venus is debilitated, especially around the sweet tooth and your eating habit, because Venus is also your second lord. Now, workplace relationship will soften. If there has been any tension with colleagues, your boss or team member, this transit brings a warmer tone to those conversations. Love may also quietly enter through the workplace, so watch for it. Another thing is, if you have been dealing with a legal matter, court case, or unresolved dispute, this transit favors you. Venus in the sixth brings graceful resolution, often through negotiation rather than fight. Enemies may also lose their edge during this window. Now, second lord in sixth house means your speech, your food habits, and your spending habits may also get impacted. So, do not overcommit things here, because Venus will make you overdo things or overexpress or overcommit. Do not do that, especially with your family members or with your work colleagues. Other than that, watch your food habits, especially sweet tooth, like I mentioned earlier. Keep a tap on unnecessary spending also, especially your credit cards. Now, Venus in sixth will also make you buy a lot of things, or maybe subtly nudge you to take a loan for some luxury or for some unnecessary things. So keep a tap on that. Now, if you're into service based work in a service industry, anything to do with your pets, or a quiet act of care, this becomes deeply nourished. So when you're doing something like seva or service or taking care of animals and pets, now this transit is very good for them. You may find yourself drawn to helping others, feeding animals, or supporting a cause. These small acts will bring you peace during this transit. Now, from the sixth house, Venus aspect to its exaltation sign, that is Pisces, that is the 12th house. So it will bring foreign matters to focus. Rest and hidden anxieties will be also there. Saturn is also placed there right now. So this aspect creates a partial cushion, softening some of the Saturn's heaviness on your expenditure and sleep cycle. Venus represents intimacy, but Saturn cools it down. So this aspects bring a highly sober, realistic view to your relationship. If you have been overextending yourself for someone else, I mean, Venus is moving 12th from itself. The seventh house, seventh sign Libra is Venus sign, and now Venus is moved 12th in the sixth house. So what does it mean is seventh house represents our marriage or spouse. So maybe you're overextending yourselves in that relationship, or maybe your spouse, you're away from your spouse, or you're at a distant place from your spouse, or you have to check your spouse health. One of these themes can come to the surface. So you keep a check on the health of your spouse. Now, aspect on 12th, this is Venus exaltation sign. So anything related to foreign, like I mentioned, can come to the cards. Maybe you have to go away for work, or you take up a job abroad. Saturn is sitting there, so it also means that things will be a bit tough. For example, away from spouse, keep away from spouse. Maybe you are not having the home cooked meals, and some kind of pressure is there on you, even if you're going abroad for a job. Now, pay attention on your gut, your stomach, and regular sleep cycle. And if you're currently running a Venus Mahadasha or Antardasha, this month asks you to be extra cautious. Venus is natural marka for your Aries. So watch your health, workplace decision, and your daily routines very, very carefully. Now, the second transit for this month is on 2nd August when Mars enters Gemini in your third house. Now, for Aries, Mars is your Lagna Lord, your ascendant, your ruler, and also your eighth Lord. So this transit becomes personal because your Lagna ruler walk through your house of communication and courage. The third house is also our Parakram house, the house of courage, aspiration, and our initiation. The Mars is not entirely comfortable in Gemini. Fire meets air, so action meets intellect, and this can create restlessness or rushed communication if not channeled well. So here is what you can expect. First is your communication becomes sharper and more assertive. You may speak your mind more directly, cut through delays, and finish conversation you had been avoiding. This is a phenomenal transit for detailed intellectual work. You should give your brain some heavy work, heavy duty, heavy bandwidth tasks, whether it's data analysis, technical problem solving, deep research, some budgeting, as Mars will fuel your mental engine beautifully. Your courage and daily initiatives will also rise. This is the third house rules the communication and publishing. So, this is a strong window for new content, digital projects, publishing work for writers, marketers, or content creators, people in sales. All of them will find a real momentum. Even people who do something with their hands, some art and craft kind of thing. Now, you must be careful about your speech and pacing the speech. Mars in Gemini can cause rushing thoughts, multitasking, overload, sharp words, or nervous exhaustion, making it vital to slow down when you feel the pace is rising too fast. So you have to keep a check, Aries, because you are anyways, you're a fiery sign. Now, from the third house, Mars will cast its powerful aspect onto sixth, ninth, and 10th house. So while you should avoid some surgeries, especially related to your face or hands, shoulders, some cosmetic surgery. Non-essential physical procedures under this energy should be avoided. You will enjoy a massive boost for professional recognition, career growth. There are a lot of bold moves that are there in this transit. Maybe some higher learning. You will enjoy learning new skills, but just avoid arguments with office colleagues or with your mentors. Your ninth and 10th Lord both are involved here. Now, because Gemini rules hands, arms, and local travel, and Mars adds impatience, you must watch out for distracted driving, minor mechanical errors, impatience. So, you must watch out for distracted driving, and maybe check out for some mechanical error or a small physical injury, just a cut or a burn, especially in your hands and shoulder area. And remember, to also the paperwork, yes, you have to keep a check on, because third house also represents a documentation. So don't sign or don't rush through any paperwork, and go through it with a lot of focus and double check everything. Now, the third transit of this month is on 5th August. The first week is so busy for all of us. Here, Mercury is entering the sign of Cancer. That is your fourth house. Now, for Aries, Mercury is your third lord of courage and communication, and sixth lord of daily routine health. So, this transit brings both your voice and your daily routine under the focus, played out through your home and family space. Now, Mercury joins Sun and Jupiter there in your fourth house. Jupiter is sitting exalted there. Though Sun will move into Leo shortly on 17, but still it is there with the Mercury for few days until these three planets sit together in your house. You understand this house is crowded, especially related to your mother, your inner peace, and your home property. Now, Mercury in the fourth house is not usually its strongest placement, as emotions can cloud your clear thinking, because Cancer is a water sign. Expect conversation at home to feel more emotional than logical for these 3 4 weeks. You may take a home loan or a loan for home renovation. Something like this is also can come up. Now, this becomes a very heavy month because there are three planets. So, it is activating multiple areas of your life. So, avoid taking any major decision, especially about your property, without double checking, as too much of energy is there and it can create an unbalanced approach. Now, Mercury is a very logic driven, fast paced planet, but sitting in water sign, and then Sun is also a fire sign, cooling down, in the water sign. So it's like clarity gets emotionally colored here. So you may find yourself overthinking or making decision from emotional point of view rather than using your logic. Some mental strain is possible, so pause before you react and give yourself space to think clearly. With Sun sitting in Cancer, one more thing I wanted to add here is disagreements. Yes, Sun is ego and pride, and so some small disagreements or emotional flare up within the family, cousins or in-laws can surface because Mercury is also the communication. So you have to watch for it at least until Sun moves up. But because exalted Jupiter is there, which is very hopeful, and maybe its grace will not let things go overboard. Small tension may rise, but they will resolve gracefully. But still, this is a warning that you should keep a check. Now, your mother also comes into the focus. Three planets are there in the same house, so watch her health, her emotional state, and her needs. You may need extra attention or care for her for these 3 4 weeks, as Mercury is your third and sixth lord and moving into the fourth house will bring your communication, daily work, workplace matter into your domestic space, home space. So, conversation about work can increase at home. Working from home is also possible. There can be the option. Paperwork connected to communication, contracts, or documentation around your home property, your house, will also start moving actively. And a relocation is also possible if you're planning to relocate. This is also on the card. Now, all these three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, will aspect your 10th house of career. So, Mars also aspects your 10th house from the third house. So, there is a professional growth. Recognition and career expansion are strongly supported this month. Bosses and seniors may take real notice of. Just watch out your chest, heart region, and emotional balance, as the fourth house rules this area, and Mercury's placement can bring some quite emotional strain here. Now, the fourth transit for this month is on 17th August. Sun will enter Leo, your fifth house. Fifth house is our romance, our children, creativity, intelligence, speculation. Now, for Aries, Sun is your fifth lord, entering in its own sign. So, this transit is very meaningful, but Sun is joining Ketu here. If you can see, Ketu is already there in your fifth house from a long time now. So, the strength comes with a challenge. Sun enters its own sign, which normally brings authority and creative confidence. But because of Ketu sitting in your fifth house, Sun's brightness gets a bit diluted. So handle this transit with softness and not force. Now, there is a solar and lunar eclipse also happening this month around the same time. So, all the more you need to take care of things. You may feel unclear about your creative direction, and you may feel distant from your children or emotionally detached in your romantic life during these 2 3 weeks till Sun is here, because Ketu is asking you to surrender rather than to control. Now, this is not a favorable window for speculations as well. Speculation, stock market, or risky investment, because Sun with Ketu in the fifth can create sudden losses in speculative moves. Now, why there are so many careful things I'm adding here, Aries, because Ketu is a planet of internal reflection. or a planet which asks you to surrender things. And that is how you cannot think of gaining through shortcuts like or from lottery, from speculation, or a stock market. A long term traditional investment is favored but not short term. Now sun from fifth house, Ketu and sun actually both will aspect. Sun will illuminate your 11th house of gains and network, so this brings authority and visibility in your social circle. You may see gains to creative work you have quietly built without making a lot of noise. Now, Sun with Ketu in the fifth is a classical window of Pitri Sadhana, honoring our ancestors. So, if creative works feels blocked, or family matters feels heavy, or you feel that your children are not behaving, the way the studies and health is getting impacted, then quiet spiritual work in our ancestors' name will bring a lot of relief. Another thing is this is an extremely good period for mantra sadhana, chanting mantras. So if you're currently running Sun's Dasha, Antardasha, this transit will land far more personally on you. So doing a mantra sadhana will always help you to navigate this transit with less of the impact. And watch your heart, chest, and eyes as Sun in the fifth rules these areas and can strain if you burn yourself out through overwork or getting emotionally stressed. Now the next transit for this month is on August 22nd, when Mercury enters Leo. Mercury is the ruler of your third and sixth house. As it enter the fifth house, Mercury will join Sun and Ketu who are already sitting there, meaning your mental agility comes with a challenge of learning when to quiet the analytical mind and let go of the need to control every outcome. Here is what you can expect. First is you will experience a noticeable shift in how you balance your logical mind, your personal pride regarding your children, your romantic partner, as you're guided to step back from trying to intellectually manage their lives and instead offer them quiet patience and space. In your romantic life, also, a sudden phase of emotional distance or communication gap will serve as a quiet reality check, gently showing you where false expectation or pride needs to be cleared away to reveal the true soulful substance of this connection. Now, your usual analytical thinking and everyday problem solving skill may feel less reliable right now, reminding you to, that trying to aggressively or intellectualizing your way through workplace friction will only lead to mental fatigue rather than a smooth resolution. Any urge to take hasty financial risk, engage in speculation, or push for quick gains will feel temporarily restricted, making it essential to slow down and protect your current assets rather than acting out on impulse. Now, this transit invites you to practice quiet brilliance by working steadily behind the scene or on creative or intellectual projects, while ultimately it builds a much stronger foundation for you in long term respect and authority. Now, because the entire triple alignment in your fifth house casts its direct seventh aspect onto your 11th house, this combination of energy will gently reshape your social circle and financial gain, filtering out superficial connection and teaching you that your long term rewards will manifest when you focus on intrinsic value rather than seeking external validation. Now, remember, whenever Ketu is there with any other planet, or the planet gets afflicted, and the only solution or the only formula to navigate the transit when Ketu comes along is to surrender the ego of self, surrender the ego of I, and surrender the ego around that house traits. Now, fifth house is our intelligence, our kids, our romantic partner, our speculation gain, even our creativity. So, if you leave your ego and pride behind, this can be an ultimate fulfilling, transit for you. This is a bit difficult to do, but through this channel, I'm just trying to share things with you in advance so you can navigate your month well and you already know what is coming up for you. Now, let's talk about two more events happening in the month of August, the solar and the lunar eclipse, which is happening in this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, eclipse may not be visible, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Now, the solar eclipse is on August 12th. This is happening in your fourth house. The solar eclipse forms in the house of home or heart, inner peace. So, do not make impulsive property decisions or engage in emotional family argument during this time. Best remedy here is rest quietly during the eclipse window. Keep your schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, next is the lunar eclipse on August 28th. That is happening in your 11th house. Now, the lunar eclipse hits your house of gains and social network in the sign of Aquarius. So, do not participate in office politics, gossip, online debates, or post any comments on social media without thinking, or even do not get into speculative financial risk. And the best remedy here is keep a low profile socially, protect your reputation by staying neutral, and you can always feed stray animals or birds to ground the turbulent energy during this eclipse. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Personal is medium, career and finance is medium, social life and network is a bit low because eclipse is happening, and it is better that you keep a low profile. And love and relationship is medium, and health is medium. This is good for you, Aries, because most of the zodiac sign, the health indicator is coming as low when I was studying, this monthly predictions. Now, one more remedy I want to share here with you is this is a general remedy for you, Aries. Always remember that chanting Hanuman Chalisa, this should be your go to mantra for all the Mars led ascendant sign, even for Scorpio. Chanting Hanuman Chalisa and hitting the gym also as well, because your Mars is action, and especially lifting weights will always bring a lot of luck and favor for you. So hitting the gym is also another thing. Utilize the fire energy productively. So wishing all the Aries ascendant profound inner peace and steady professional recognition, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energies this month in August. And if you want to take a deeper look into your personal birth chart or need a tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period, please feel free to connect with me on the contact details given on the screen. All the best to all of you. Welcome to all the Taurus rising. Taurus, it's a very, very busy month, but let's start with the first transit. Taurus, the first transit for this month is on the very first day, that is on August 1st, when Venus enters Virgo, your Lagan Lord, your ascendant sign. Enters the fifth house. Now, your Venus is also your sixth lord. Now, because your chart ruler is walking through your house of joy, this transit becomes deeply personal. Even though Venus is getting debilitated here, its energy simply shifts from fluid romance into practical detailed execution. And here is what you can expect. First is you will experience a highly disciplined upgrade to your artistic side, meaning that while your talents might feel a bit rusty or restricted at first, this is an exceptional window to write, paint, or refine any creative project that requires meticulous editing, technical skill, and polishing. Second is you must consciously avoid evaluating your romantic partner's daily habits, their flaws, or long term practicality, as overthinking can easily create a temporary emotional chill. Whereas single natives will find a realistic, thoughtful connection quietly emerging through their workplace or through their daily routine. Now, for students, the transit boosts your analytical stamina to tackle complex, detailed subject, providing the exact mental focus and organizational drive needed to structure your study material and crack competitive exam. Now, this is an exceptional transit for any creative project that requires meticulous detail editing, which I've already spoken. This is very good, especially if you're highly disciplined. This can be a great time to refine or polish, perfect your craft. Now, speculative financial gambles are absolutely not favored right now. Venus is the wealth karka. It gives us wealth, the luxury, and currently it is debilitated. So, making it essential that you completely refrain from investing in high risk like lotteries, volatile share, or chasing quick terms or a short term profit. Now, matters concerning your children's education, health, or daily schedules will come into sharp focus, prompting you to spend more time helping them navigate their studies or their diet. Though you must actively guard against being overly critical of their progress. So, take it easy here, Taurus. Especially your romantic partner and kids, because your Venus is debilitated. Venus is the love language, or it's the romance or the love in our life, and these are the human relation related to the fifth house. So once Venus is debilitated, either you speak too many things emotionally, or you can hurt and harm your loved ones, or you may overextend yourself that I will do A, B, C for you, and then obviously physically you are not able to deliver that. So both ways you have to take care of it. Now you must watch watch out the habit of overthinking your joy, as the energy forces your mind to keep organizing and looking for things to fix even during moments meant for leisure, because Virgo is a very analytical and practical sign, and Venus is never happy in Virgo. So it is very important to remind yourself that happiness does not always need to be productive. This is one another point that can come to the surface. Now, lucrative financial opportunities will manifest through freelancing, problem solving, or highly detailed consulting work, because your sixth lord Venus is aspecting your 11th house of gains, which simultaneously help you set sober realistic boundaries within your social circle. How? Because Saturn is also aspecting Venus from the 11th house. Now your personal vitality can easily be drained by a subconscious urge to sacrifice your own comfort to fix other people's life. So do not overcommit, especially kids and to your partner. And you must guard your gut and your stomach area closely, as this emotional anxiety and overthinking can directly trigger stomach distress or inflammation, bloating, or acid reflux kind of stuff. Now, the second transit for you this month is on August 2nd. Very, very busy month, starting from first. Here, Mars enters Gemini. You're sick in the second house. Now, Taurus, Mars is your seventh lord and your 12th lord. So this transit becomes personal because your partnership and expenditure ruler walks through your house of finance, speech, and family. Now, the second house is also called the Dhanstana, the house of wealth, accumulated assets, and our family values. Mars is not entirely very comfortable in the sign of Gemini because fire meets air and action meets intellect, and this can create financial restlessness, impulsive eating habits, or heated arguments within the family if not channeled well. Here is what to expect. First is your financial management becomes much sharper and more assertive now as your 12th lord enters the second house. Watch out for family related expenses. They can suddenly shoot up, making it essential to organize your accounts and guard against impulsive, uncalculated spending. Now, there are two things which can happen. This is the beauty of astrology and planets, traits. Now, 12th house is also the house of investment. 12th house is also the house of expenditure. Now, when 12th is making a connection with the second, which is our accumulation of wealth, there are two things that can happen. Either you spend money on the family matter or you invest in foreign. So your maybe your accumulated wealth you're investing in foreign matter, or expenditure is coming and meeting you in the second house. So out of these two things, one of the things is on the card for you. Now, what's your speech and your thoughts? Second house represents our speech, and your words can become much more direct and sharp within the family circle, making it essential for you to consciously pause so that the blunt expression do not accidentally strain household peace or hurt your family members. Mars is a fiery sign, and when it meets the speech, house, you have to be careful. Now, this is a phenomenal transit for detailed intellectual work regarding your resources. Give your brain the task of analyzing assets or building new income streams, as Mars will fuel your drive for material security beautifully. Now, because Mars is also your seventh lord, it is transiting exactly 8 houses away from its own sign. This period brings sudden intense transformation to your marriage or business partnership. If there has been existing tension, you may need to put in extra effort and convincing to bring peace back to the surface. Now, because Gemini rules our communication and Mars adds impatience, double check your financial paperwork, online transaction, and text messages carefully. Rushing through details can lead to small careless errors or misunderstanding. Now, Mars from the second house will aspect the fifth, eighth, and ninth house. Mars has three aspects, and the aspects are to be handled carefully. So, exercise extra caution in love, romance, speculative investment. However, Mars casts its highly supportive, exalted eighth aspect to your ninth house, which is good. So, this is like your fortune, luck, or destiny is working in your favor. So this is a good pointer, Taurus. Now, the third transit for this month is on 5th of August. Very busy first week of August, when Mercury enters Cancer, your third house. Now, for Taurus, Mercury is your second lord and fifth lord. So this transit becomes personal because your ruler of wealth, speech, education, and intellect walks through your house of communication, short travels, and sibling dynamic, joining an exalted Jupiter, and Sun is also there. This is a very auspicious kind of yoga, which is it is getting created. Now, the third house is also known for Sahaj Bhav, the house of self effort, courage and mental inclination. Mercury is generally comfortable in the third house because it is its own house as per Kalpurish Kundli. It is the house of communication, but Cancer brings an emotional undertone. Cancer is a water sign and Mercury is a air sign. So logic meets emotions, intellect meets intuition. Now this can create overthinking, highly sensitive expressions, or scattered mental energy if not channeled well. Here is what to expect. First is that the financial focus shifts entirely towards your self effort and daily initiative because your second lord is moving forward into the third house. You will find yourself actively communicating about money, signing well related contracts, or spending on, travel or business, something related to commerce. Now, your creative intelligence and speculative investment face a highly innovative phase. Exalted Jupiter anchors your mind here, so protecting your capital by keeping you from going overboard or letting sudden emotional impulse dictate your financial choices. So, yeah, we are all blessed by exalted Jupiter right now. Now, everyday discussion with siblings, your cousins, and your immediate circle will face intense emotional volatility as Mercury logics drowns in watery Cancer sign, while the Sun is also sitting here. Boils the emotional water with Sun's lot of fire, and Sun is in the water sign. Now, exalted Jupiter is the only blessing. He is acting as a massive shield against major fallouts, though you will feel the friction acutely if your natal Jupiter is weak or poorly placed. Because the third house rules hands on skills and shoulders, and Mercury rules intellect. This is excellent window for leaning towards new tools, new skills, writing, digital media, fine tuning communication system, fine tuning your skills. Just ensure your emotional attachment do not cloud your practical logic. Now, Mercury, Jupiter, and Sun, all trio collectively will cast massive concentrated aspect onto your ninth house of where Capricorn sign is there. Now, this evaporates long standing obstacles, bringing long awaited, highly structured progress and major breakthrough to your higher education, legal matters, your overall destiny, your connection with your father. Now, only one warning here is the convergence of three planets in the third house. It's creating a stellium. So, there's a high focus or massive amount of energy. It is there in your, in the third house. So, lot of courage, a lot of drive will be there in you, and you must actively guard against absolute mental overcrowd and sensory burnout from so much of compressed energy. So this was one morning I wanted to share. So relax, Taurus. Especially what you can do is before the bedtime, just do the digital detox. Do not check TV or your phone, and just do some deep breathing for 5 minutes, and then you go to sleep, and that can help you a lot. Now, the fourth transit of this month is on August 17th, when Sun enters Leo in your fourth house of home, domestic happiness, mother, and inner peace. Now, for Taurus, the Sun is your fourth lord. So this transit becomes personal because your ruler of home, domestic happiness, and your property assets, even your emotional stability, walks into its own sign, Leo, lighting up your fourth house. Now, the fourth house is also called Sukha Bhava, the house of inner peace and maternal connection. While the sun gains massive unfiltered strength in its own sign, it is joining the shadow planet Ketu, which is already sitting there since long for you. Now, this is combination brings a powerful surge of clarity to your foundation, but it will also introduce sudden emotional detachment and deep internal restlessness if not channeled well. So, what you can expect is first, the Sun joins Ketu in the fourth house. Now, this transit provides a powerful opportunity to reconnect with your roots because Ketu is very internal looking planet. It aligns deeply with the ancestral family values, and you can also honor your heritage. Doing Pitru Seva and charity is recommended as a remedy if you're feeling tension in your domestic environment. Now, Sun is ego and pride, and Ketu is internal looking and, kind of letting things go. Like, so, these are opposite energies, and they both can create a confusion or restlessness, especially in the area of home and looking at career also. There may be unexpected changes, relocation, repairs, minor dispute regarding your home, land, vehicle, home home electronics, it is not an ideal time to buy new property or initiate major home renovation unless absolute necessary, as Ketu can cause misunderstanding or hidden flaws to emerge later. And if you're dealing with real estate, double check all paperwork carefully. Sun will always try to bring clarity and victory, but not before going through the shades of Ketu. And remember, there is a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse around the same time, same week. So you have to be double careful. Now, relationship within domestic sphere, particularly with your mother, will experience coolness and distance. Now, Sun's natural warmth is, by Ketu's energy, leading to sudden, unexplainable emotional gap, a lack of nurturing environment, and a feeling that your family does not truly understand your core self. This can happen, Taurus. Your mother's health may also require extra attention during this month. Now, the only way or option to navigate this transit without getting hampered is like you have to surrender the I, surrender the me, especially in the domestic zone. Surrender your ego and pride at home with your mother in your domestic life, and you will find your internal peace so quickly, because Ketu will bless this, and Ketu want you to surrender, and Ketu always eclipse sun. So yeah, this is the good potent remedy to just let go, just take it easy. Now the sun will also aspect the 10th house of career from fourth house. Now, while you're dealing with internal domestic shift, your professional life will also demand your leadership and accountability. So you may feel torn between wanting to retreat into private space and then urgent need to perform at work. All the more because sun eclipse is also around in the same month. So yes, surrender is the key, and remember that. Now, the fifth transit of this month is on 22nd August, when Mercury enters Leo, your fourth house of home. Now, for Taurus, Mercury is your second lord of wealth, family, speech, and food, and fifth lord of romance, children, creativity. So, both these areas of your life now activate or gets activated in the zone of your home and family space. Now, Mercury joins Sun and Ketu, who are already there in your fourth house, forming a stellium now. It's getting crowded. There are three planets. Sun is your fourth lord itself in its own house, and Ketu brings a spiritual detachment layer to this whole cluster. Now, Mercury is a very fast moving planet. Your focus sharpens on your financially planning, your communication style, and your intellectual decision regarding your household. There is some relief, which Mercury will bring. It's like, you are having a fight at home with your family members, and suddenly a well wisher comes through, and the environment changes and everyone like cools down, and the topic changes and you start feeling better. It's like that Mercury comes in, and the environment which Ketu's sun is getting eclipsed by Ketu, but when Mercury comes in, things little bit it will settle down. Now, because Mercury is inherently a planet of logic and commerce, its union with the sun gives you the analytical drive to solve domestic problem. However, its proximity to Ketu means your logical mind will clash with unpredictable or spiritual energies, creating a highly intense period for your finances and mental peace and your communication with family members. Now, Mercury as your second and fifth lord bring sharp focus to your investment, family wealth, home assets. Sun gives authority, and Mercury adds precision to audit your budgets, review your property contracts, or restructure long term security. But Ketu can bring sudden household expenses or impulsive decisions as well. So avoid speculative risk and double check every calculation carefully. Mercury will sharpen your intelligence and give you the logic to untangle complex family issues, organize household affair, and audit legal paper. Now, for students, this is actually a good window for students for research or for resolving your educational matters, if any. Your kids or romantic partner can also become part of home and family conversation. If you want to introduce your romantic partner or something like that, their name will may come up in the family discussion. Even your kids can get discussed. So apply caution here, as the undercurrents of Sun Ketu can bring emotional distance or sharp words. Handle this conversation with softness and not force. Now, Mercury from the fourth house will aspect the 10th house. Actually, Sun, Ketu, Mercury, all of them are aspecting the fourth, the 10th house of career. So, writing or intellectual work connected to your career can gain real momentum. This is a good window for career related things, actually, because Mercury will bring some relief here. Now, if you're currently running Mercury Dasha, Antadasha, Ketu's Dasha, Sun's Antadasha, Sun Dasha, Antadasha, you will find it more deeply or personally. So you need to watch for your speech, family conversation, domestic matter, home matter, related to home matter, related to your kids, your romantic partner, and your career. And watch for your chest and heart region and emotional balance, as the fourth house rules these areas, and the stellium can bring some kind of emotional strain. So remember, Ketu's formula is only surrendering and not moving on a very high speed and taking hasty decision. That is the key. Now let's talk about two more events happening in this month of August. Very busy month. The solar and the lunar eclipse, which is happening in this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may or may not be visible, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Solar eclipse is happening on 12th August in the cusp, actually third and fourth house. So the solar eclipse forms in the house of efforts and home. So do not make impulsive property decisions. Travel plans should be avoided if possible. Do not engage in high emotional family arguments. Best remedy for you is rest quietly during the time of eclipse window. Avoid signing any new lease property contract, and avoid conversation along with your family members. Just keep a low profile if possible. And chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now there is a lunar eclipse on August 20th. It is happening in your 10th house, where the sign of Aquarius is here. 10th house is of a career. So do not participate in office politics. No, not at all. You should not gossip or participate in any kind of, just be careful of sending any messages, emails on impulse. Do not go for a job change or an interview in during this window. There can be ego battles with authoritative figures at work, with your bosses, managers. Best remedy is to keep a low profile professionally for these 2 3 days when the eclipse is happening. One day before the eclipse day and one day after, especially these three. Protect your public reputation by staying neutral, and feed stray animal or birds to ground the turbulent energy. Another good remedy when solar or lunar eclipse is happening is food soak in a salt water. So take warm water in a tub and soak your food for 10 minutes and just relax. And this is another potent remedy. Or take a long shower or a bath post the eclipse period is over. That is another good potent remedy. Now let's look at your monthly indicator. Person is medium, career and finance is high. This is good for you. Social life, network is medium, love is medium, and health is medium. One another remedy I want to share with you is for Taurus is always chanting the Lakshmi Chalisa. Praying to Mahalakshmi or chanting Lakshmi Narayan mantra to strengthen your Lagna Lord Venus and invite stable abundance into your life. Especially Venus is going into the sign of Virgo. You have to take care of your Lagna Lord. Now, wishing all the Taurus ascendant profound inner peace and steady professional recognition, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energy of August. And if you want a deeper look into your personal birth chart or need tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period, please feel free to connect with me on the contact details given on the screen. All the best to all the Taurus rising. Welcome to all the Gemini rising. Gemini, we have a very, very busy month, the month of August. There are a lot of transits that is happening. But let's begin with your first transit. Now, the first transit is happening starting at the first day of the very first day of the month, August 1st. Venus enters Virgo in your fourth house. Now, fourth house represents our home, mother, property, vehicle, comforts, primary education, and inner peace. So let's see what you can expect in this transit. First thing first is Venus gets debilitated in Virgo, but gets a directional strength in the fourth house, as per the Kalpurish Kundli. So the debilitation results gets minimized here. For Gemini, Venus is your fifth lord of romance and your 12th lord of rest and expenses. So this transit brings home matter, family, comfort under an analytical, practical lens. So your home environment gets it gets a refresh. You feel drawn to reorganize, declutter, upgrade small details at home, or make your living space feel more calm and functional. Small changes will feel unusually satisfying. Why this will happen? Venus is debilitated. Then why you would want to declutter and beautify is because Venus is not feeling too good here. In in this sign, and so Venus wants beauty and Venus wants peace and calm. So you can become hyper active, or you you can get more focused on how to beautify everything, and so that Venus feels better here. That's the way out. Now your mother comes into the focus with a very practical tone. You may find yourself helping her with routine health matters or a small decisions. Venus here will reward quite useful attention over grand gestures. Now, property, vehicles, or home purchase decision becomes more thoughtful because Venus is in the practical sign of Virgo. You may overanalyze things, and this is not a great transit for impulsive buying, or but a good time to research, compare the options, and plan carefully before you sign anything in this transit. Family dynamics will need patience. Small tension with parents, siblings living at home over routine matters can happen. So watch for being not over analyzing in your daily habits. Virgo is analytical and practical sign, and hence you can also add practical, and you may become more practical and lose patience with the people at home if they are not structured. More so as Saturn is also aspecting the fourth house from the 10th house, so both are aspecting each other. Now Venus is moving 12th from itself, as the natural home for Venus is Libra. Into your fourth house means your relational warmth and social ease are quietly or easily depleted, pulling you into your home and home affairs and family responsibilities. So you may feel depleted or find yourself giving so much of love and focus and attention to your family members or to your one-on-one connection out, and it means totally you're disconnected from the outside world, from your career, from your office work. Now from the fourth house, Venus aspects the 10th house of career, so the stellium is here, but Venus is aspecting its exaltation sign, so this brings a sober, and even Saturn is sitting there, so this will bring a realistic view for your career choices. This is actually a good month for career because it's an exaltation sign where Venus is aspecting, so people who are looking out especially for work, for people who want to get into a new job, they're jobless, they want to get into a job, it is good for them, and good for also people who are working abroad, or especially connected to MNC. This month will turn out good for their career. Watch out for your chest, heart region, and sleep patterns, as emotional restlessness at home can affect both. Now remember, Venus is a planet of love and emotions. It doesn't like to get into a sign of Virgo where it's all practical, logical thinking, and so Venus is never happy there. And that is how there are two things that can happen. Either you overcommit to all your relationship related to that house, because fourth houses are family member and mother especially. Either you overcommit, or you talk something which can emotionally hurt people, your loved ones. So you have to keep a balance where you do not overcommit and where you do not say something which can hurt your family member. Now the second transit for this month is on August 2nd, when Mars enters Gemini into your first house. For Gemini, Mars is your sixth lord of daily routine, health, and 11th lord of gains and network. So when Mars steps onto your Lagna, these two areas of your life lands directly onto your physical self, your personality, your identity, into your focus. Now, Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini because fire meets air and action meets intellect, and Mars can feel restless in a mental sign. And this restlessness now sits right on you into the first house. So, your energy and drive will rise sharply. You may feel more assertive and energetic, more willing to take initiative, and more direct in how you show up. You will not want to wait for things anymore. Your body carries more heat and impatience. You may find yourself reacting faster, speaking sharply, speaking fast, or feeling restless. So, channel this into physical activity, exercise, or any productive output, or any focused work instead of letting it spill into arguments. Now, because Mars is your sixth lord landing onto your body, so old health matters or can resurface. Workplace tension may need direct handling, or hidden enemies may come out into the open. So, this is a good time to fight back on stuck matters, but do it strategically and not impulsive. Now, because Mars is also 11th lord of gains, network, income opportunity, and social ambition, all of these will rise sharply. You may push harder on financial goals, network moves, or long-term wishes. So, but just watch that ambition does not become aggression. Now, Mars from first will aspect the fourth, seventh, and eighth house. Mars has three aspects. So, home matter may face friction. one-on-one relationship and business partnership will need patience, and joint finances or hidden matters should be handled very carefully. Now, watch your head area, forehead, or your blood pressure, and also watch for cuts, burns, or small accidents during the rushed movements in this transit. Now, the third transit of this month is on August 5th. Very busy first week for all of us when Mercury enters Cancer. Mercury is your Lagna Lord. You yourself, your personality, and your Mercury is also your fourth lord of home, mother, property, and inner peace. So this transit becomes deeply personal because your ruler and home ruler is walking through your house of wealth, family, speech, and food. Now Mercury here joins Sun and exalted Jupiter in your second house. The Sun will move into Leo on 17th, but until then, three planets are there in the house of wealth and family. Now Mercury in the second house will sharpen your speech, financial thinking, family conversation, and because Mercury is your Lagna Lord, how you speak and manage money, this money directly reflects your identity. This becomes a very heavy one for you, especially for the second house because three planets sitting there together. Avoid taking major decision about finances, savings, or family investment without double checking. You can do it because exalted Jupiter is there and it's forming a very auspicious yoga, but you have to double check because three planets together is very crowded and it can create some unbalance. Mercury is a logic driven planet, but sitting in a water sign, so the clarity gets emotionally colored. You may find yourself overthinking money matter or making family decision from emotional point of view rather than logically. Some mental strain is possible, so pause before you react. Yes, okay. Now Mercury as your fourth lord in the second house links your home, mother, and property matters directly to your family wealth, property paperwork, mother's health, or home financial decision may all come up together. This is a good sign of getting inheritance from your mother because your mother herself is coming into the house of wealth. Maybe some investment or some wealth is coming through her. Now all the three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, aspects your eighth house of hidden matter, joint finances, transformation, inheritance. Mars also aspects your eighth house from the Lagna. Eighth house is completely under full aspect, so sudden financial matters, joint finances, inheritance conversation, all of them can come up. Handle any paperwork carefully. Now your food and eating habit comes into focus as Mercury is in the second rules diet. You may naturally shift towards home cooked meals or feel drawn to family comfort food. Jupiter is also there. Remember, Jupiter makes one want very especially the sweet food. Jupiter is will always nudge you to eat sweet food. So watch your throat, mouth, teeth, and speech related health as the second lord rules all of this area, and three planets there, although they are good planets. Exalted Jupiter is there to protect you. Still, when it is crowded, can bring some nuances. Now the fourth transit of this month is on August 17th. Sun enters Leo, your third house. Third house is of communication, courage, sibling, short trips, our skills, and our daily effort. For Gemini, Sun is your third lord itself. It is entering its own sign. This is so good. This is a very strong placement in principle, but Sun is joining Ketu, who is already sitting there in the sign of Leo for you for the very long time. And so the strength meets challenge. The total solar eclipse is also there on 12th of August, which is, which will leave some shadows behind. So listen up very carefully, Gemini. First is Sun entered its own sign, very good. House of communication. This normally brings authority, courage, visibility in your voice communication writing. But because Ketu is sitting in the third house, Sun's brightness gets a bit diluted, dull. So you have to handle this transit with softness and not force. You may feel unclear about how you want to communicate, how you are communicating, or feel distant from your sibling, your cousins, your neighbors, your office mates, or unsure about your daily directions. Also, these 3 weeks, Ketu always asks us to surrender and reflect rather than giving any strong reactions or doing things without thinking back. Now, Sun from the third house aspects your ninth house of fortune, father, guru, higher learning. This brings visibility to your dharmic path. You may have meaningful conversation with your father, your mentor, your guru, or feel a pull toward higher learning. Ketu will support this kind of thinking or this kind of nuance because Ketu is a spiritual planet, and when you connect with a ninth house and connect with ninth house also represents our ancestral, our pitrus, and and there is a connection of sun being atma karka, ketu being a spiritual planet, ninth house being representing our ancestors. All of these will try to give a profound information during this transit. Something, you will feel that there is a backup, or there is someone backing you up, in this transit. All through this transit you will feel that blessing. Now this is a classical window for pitri sadhana, also honoring the ancestors. If your communication is really feeling blocked, or sibling matters feels heavy, this quite spiritual work in your ancestral name will bring you some relief. Your courage and self effort will get a boost, but ketu's dilution or diluting the direction may feel unclear. So focus on refining your existing skills, or completing your paused projects, rather than starting bold new ventures. Avoid short or long distance travel if possible for these 2 3 weeks at least, or at least till Mercury enters Leo in the 22nd August. Why I'm saying about travel? Because during eclipse time, it's very volatile, and traveling is one thing where you are not in complete control of things. You're dependent on other things, and that is how you should not call trouble and avoid traveling. Another thing I want to tell you here is Ketu is a planet of surrender. It asks for surrendering, especially your ego. Sun is I, sun is pride, and sun is ego. Sun is our, our identity, our energy. So when sun goes with Ketu, first of all, Ketu eclipse the sun, and sun gets afflicted, and hence the best way to get out of this period, or get less impacted in this transit, is surrendering, and leaving your I, leaving your me. I did this, I want this, all these things. If you leave, especially the home area where it is transiting, third house is our siblings, so do not have a clash with your sibling. Even if you're doing things for them, do not say, I'm your elder sibling, younger sibling, I'm doing I'm doing things for you, I'm doing ABC. Do not say that, especially in this transit, it will backfire. And secondly, third house is also our media, our communication. So actually everything that you are saying, Gemini, do not show the pride, or do not show the ego. Even if you're lifting heavy weight for your family members, for your office work colleagues, for your siblings, for your society, for your community, do not say that I am doing XYZ in this period. Just say I'm not doing anything, and just get grounded. Just avoid these 3 4 weeks of saying things. Just keep it to yourself. And if you're running this dasha ketu sun, even your lagna lord dasha, this you have to take double care, and watch your chest, heart, and eyes. Sun in the third rules these areas and can strain your, actually not just heart and eyes. Sun in the third, you have to take care of hands, arms, and shoulders. Because you may burn yourself out through overwork or emotional stress, and that is how you need. Now the fifth transit of this month is on August 22nd. Mercury enters Leo, your third house of communication, courage, sibling, short trips, skills, daily effort. Now, for Gemini, Mercury is your Lagna Lord and fourth Lord of home and the property. So, both these areas of your life now is getting activated through your daily work and through your communication. Now, Mercury joins Sun and Ketu, who are already transiting there in your third house. Now, this Mercury joining here, now it's creating a stellium. Three planets, three or more planets create a stellium, and the house becomes really crowded and unbalanced. Mercury, as your Lagna Lord in the third house, brings your personality and your identity directly into your daily hustle. Your voice, your writing, your visibility rises, and your communication carries more of who you are. Mercury will bring some fresh, breeze of air when in the sun and ketu's tension, which is getting formed in this second house. Mercury is a very fast paced natural benefic planet, and it will help you to cool this down. It is like you are having some fight at home with family members, and some arguments are going on, and some stranger comes, a well-wisher comes, a guest comes to your house, and everybody shuts, and the person is welcomed, invited, and the environment changes. Everyone calms down, everyone comes as a unit together, and then you can have a good time. So Mercury is that well wisher who is coming to your tensed house and calming things down. Mercury sharpens your intellect and gives you the logic to untangle complex sibling issues, also organize your daily work and handle legal paper more precisely. As the fourth lord activates home and mother matter through your daily communication, you may find yourself constantly on the phone with family discussing property, home comfort, or handling mother's need through calls, messages. Handle this with care as Sun Ketu adds sharpness. Even relocation can be on the picture because it is going, at the 12th house, one place behind. Now, the Mercury from third will aspect the ninth of house of luck and fortune, your father, guru, and higher learning. This can bring meaningful writing, teaching, communication in a dharmic direction or in a positive direction. Conversation with your father or teacher may also carry weight. Short trips and local trips or long distance travel. Your daily commute now becomes more frequent, easy. Just watch for Mars aggressiveness, energy on the road. Mars is there. In your first house right now, so just be careful about that. Otherwise, Mercury is bringing good things here. Watch your throat, hands, arms, and nervous system, as the third house rules all these areas. Mercury's placement can cause strain if you overtalk, overstrain, or mentally you're overworking, because Mercury is will want you to say more or do more. Now let's talk about two more events of this month. I will try to make another video, separate video, detailed video on this, because these are important events that we normally ignore. Few of people in my family, friends, they do not believe in this, but they are extremely important and they affect not effect, they affect all of us. The solar and the lunar eclipse, which is happening this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Solar eclipse, total solar eclipse is on August 12th. It is happening in your second and third house cusp. The solar eclipse is forming in the house of family, wealth, self effort, and our domestic happiness. So, do not make any impulsive financial investments, give or take loan, or engage in harsh emotional arguments with family or with siblings. Best remedy is rest quietly during the eclipse period. Avoid making any major monetary commitments. Delay signing the contracts if possible, especially for these 3 days. One day before the eclipse day, and one day after. So 11th, 12th, and 13th. Do not sign any contract, or avoid traveling if possible. Do not go for any surgery, uncalled, unnecessary surgery like cosmetic or dental. Do not fix all of that those things on these 3 dates, and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, a lunar eclipse is also there, affects more personally. It's a moon eclipse. It is happening on August 28th, and it is happening in your ninth house. Ninth house of our learning, our father, our long distance journey, our belief system actually. And it is happening in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in ideological debates, conflicts with mentor, with father figure, or make impulsive long travel plans during 3 days, one day before, after, and the eclipse day. And the best remedy is keep a low profile socially, protect your peace of mind by staying neutral in arguments, and feed stray animals or birds to ground the turbulent energy. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Personal is medium, career and money is medium, social is medium, love is medium, health is a bit low, Gemini, with Mars sitting on your Lagna all month, bringing heat and impatience, followed by stellium, three planets into your second house, and then your third house, your body, mind carry real strain this August. So your head, blood pressure, throat, and nervous system, your hands and arms, all needs attention. Sleep pattern may get disturbed, and mental strain from constant activity. This is real. This is real for you. So rest properly, eat warm meals, and pace yourself through this month. One more remedy I want to give you here is Gemini, for you, is chanting or listening to Vishnu Sahasranama, praying to Lord Vishnu, or worshipping Lord Ganesha to strengthen your Lagna Lord Mercury. This will enhance your discernment and invite steady intelligence and focus into your life. So, wishing all the Gemini ascendant profound inner peace, sharp clarity of mind, and wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energies of August in so many transits. And if you want to take a deeper look into your personal birth chart or need tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period, please feel free to connect with me on the contact details given on the screen. All the best to all the Gemini rising. Welcome to all the Cancer rising. Cancer, we have so many events in the month of August. It's a very, very busy month and a very tricky month. Why? Because we are having a total solar eclipse and a partial lunar eclipse as well in this month of August. So let's go ahead and look at the first transit for you. So the very first transit of this month is happening on the very first day, that is on August 1st, when Venus enters Virgo into your third house. Now the third house represents our courage, our communication, our siblings, short trips, our skills, and our daily efforts. Now here is what you can expect, Cancerian. First is Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and for Cancer, Venus is your fourth lord of home and mother, and 11 lord of games. So this transit brings your voice, your sibling, your daily hustle under an analytical, practical lens. Now your communication becomes sharper and more precise. This is a good window for writing, editing, technical work, or presentation that needs detail. Your words will land better if they are refined and not rushed. And if you're generally you have a flair and beauty in writing and communication, it might be a bit weakened in this transit. Why? Because Venus is debilitated, and when Venus is not giving its full best of its traits, then in that case you have to pay extra care or extra attention. Siblings relationship may soften with more meaningful conversation happening, but guard against being very critical or nitpicking their choices, which can push them away, because Venus is a sign of beauty and love, and when it gets debilitated, you can and Virgo is a very practical and a logical sign, so your words for your loved ones may come out as nitpicking, and you may say extra things which you generally won't say. Now short trips, daily errands, and skill upgrades can bring satisfaction if taken good care proactively. A local course, a workshop, or picking up new skill in your area of work is favored. Now, Venus represents dedication, full of richness, love, grace. So, it favors when we thrive in beauty and grace, and hence try to be graceful in your communication and your dealings. Your voice and social media content or written work becomes more analytical. Consider refining your existing content rather than launching something entirely new. Your courage may feel more measured, not bold. You may find yourself overthinking small decisions or hesitating to take initiatives on things you would normally jump in. Now, Venus is also moving 12th from itself, from its sign, its Libra sign, it is going into Virgo, one house behind in the third house. That means your relational warmth is drained into your daily communication and sibling responsibility, or your work related responsibility. So you may find yourself constantly explaining, over expressing, mediating, or writing, doing things for others, while your own voice and creative expression quietly suffers. See, Venus going 12, that is a loss of Venus is losing its strength. Moreover, Venus is debilitated. Venus is a giver, so when Venus goes 12th for that house area, that means you are depleting the beauty, the grace, the things related to that house. So somewhere you have to strike a balance here. Now from the third house, Venus aspects your ninth house of fortune, father, guru, higher learning. Saturn is also present there, so this will bring a sober, realistic view to your life path and to your relationship, especially with mentors and guru. If you have been overextending yourself in belief in teachers, in ideology that no longer serves you, Saturn will help you to see it clearly and create structured bound. Watch your throat, ears, and shoulders, and excessive talking or writing and strain them this month, so take care. Now the second transit this month is on August 2nd, the very second day, when Mars enters Gemini in your 12th house. For Cancer, Mars is the fifth lord of romance, children, creativity, and intelligence, and 10th lord of career status. And so this transit brings both these areas of your life into your 12th house of rest, foreign matter, expenses, investment, and hidden things or inner life. Now, Mars is not entirely comfortable in Gemini or in the 12th house, because it has to sit quietly at the 12th in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of rest and sleep and isolation and me time. So let's see what all can happen. First is the hidden efforts, behind the scene work, and quiet initiatives takes on new energy, because Mars will energize the traits of 12th house. So you may find yourself working intensely on things no one sees yet, whether it's creative projects, career moves, or foreign plans or personal plans. And because Mars is your fifth lord of creativity and children, so you may spend more on your children's need, or feel pulled towards creative work for that requires solitude, patience, that requires me time, like you close yourself in, in one room and you're dedicatedly working on a project. Things like this will be beneficial or will be very favored. But watch for sudden expenses on creative projects or for your kids. Now, maybe kids' education, maybe your kids are going abroad. This can also happen. Now, because Mars is your 10th lord in the 12th house, so career related travel, foreign work, foreign projects, remote roles, behind the scene career moves, all of this become active. Even if you're a movie director behind the camera, all of this is possible. Some career pressure may also translate into extra expenses. There can be a job change or some gap. But because Mars is your yoga karka, extreme hamper may not happen. And if you're already abroad or work in MNC or related to foreign, then this gives a boost, to your work area. Watch your sleep and mental peace. Mars not happy in the 12th. Mars is very active warrior, and 12th house not happy, resting, comforting. So you become very restless. Good night sleep gets disturbed. There is repetitive thinking. So protect your rest actively during these weeks. So you have to work consciously to see that you get a restful night of, restful sleep. Now Mars from 12th house will aspect the third, sixth, and seventh house. So your communication becomes sharper. Workplace conflicts and health issue may need direct handling, but they will get resolved. Mars, whenever aspect sixth house, your diseases, your enemies, everything goes into retreat, because Mars is a warrior. It will just cut and take care of everything. This is good for one-on-one, your business partnership. Good for money matter from business, but may bring some friction with partner or with spouse. Now, the 12th house represents hospital, and it is looking at the 7th house of marriage and spouse. So, you have to pay attention to your spouse health. And the best remedy that I've seen working is donating medicines anonymously to the needy. It takes care or can take away the hospitalization that can come up in this transit. Feeding poor, or especially giving medicines anonymously in charity, is a very good remedy. Now, watch your feet, ankle, your eyes, especially left eye, and protect your sleep. Other than taking care of your spouse, you have to take care of yourself. 12th house rules all these areas, and Mars adds heat and restlessness that can disturb them. Now, the third transit in this month is on August 5th, when Mercury enters Cancer into your first house. For Cancer, Mercury is your third lord of communication, courage, and 12th lord of rest and foreign matter. So, this transit brings both of these areas onto you, your body, your personality, your identity, first house. Now, Mercury joins Sun and Jupiter in the first house, though Sun will move into Leo on 17, but until then, all these three planets are together. This is actually very auspicious. Mercury and Jupiter, Lakshmi Narayan Yoga, and Sun is there. The Atma Karka is also there. This is a beautiful combination, Cancerian. Mercury is the planet of logic, exalted Jupiter, planet of wisdom, both joining hands together in the first house. This will enhance your intuition, emotional intelligence, and your learning capacity. Sun and Jupiter also together, they bring a lot of recognition, respect, and confidence. So it's a great transit. First is Mercury on your Lagna brings communication, intellect, and voice to the forefront. You will find yourself expressing more, thinking more sharply, and being noticed for what you say. This becomes a heavy month, or for the especially for the first house, especially for you, because there are three planets, and three planets is a crowd, and some things can become unbalanced. One challenge here is Mercury is logic driven planet, but sitting in the water sign Cancer. So the clarity or the logic may get emotionally colored. So you may find yourself overthinking for your decisions, or reading situation through emotional lens rather than logic. So some mental strain is possible because of overthinking. So pause before you react in this transit. Now you may feel more sensitive, more reactive, or more prone to taking things personally, because but I think exalted Jupiter is there, right there in the house. So this Jupiter's grace will let things go. It will not let things go overboard. So emotion may rise, but they will also get resolved gracefully. So, but you need to make a note of it. Now, Mercury, as your third lord, activates your voice, siblings, short trips, your skills. in your first house. So you may find yourself making calls, planning short trips, or having important sibling conversation. Your communication style feels more personal now. Mercury as the 12th lord in the first house can bring foreign matters, hidden expenses, quiet inner process directly onto your focus. You may find yourself thinking a lot about foreign moves, retreats, trips to distant places, or personal matters. Watch out for overthinking, and rest is very very important. Now all these three planets, Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, will aspect the seventh house of marriage and spouse and partnership. So Mars is also actually aspecting the seventh house from there. So many people are aspecting, so many planets are aspecting the seventh house, the marriage house. So the conversation, partnership dynamics, and one-on-one relationship comes into strong focus. Now, this is a good window for meaningful partnership discussion, but avoid signing major contract casually. Although Jupiter and Mercury's aspect is good, but Sun and Mars aspect on seventh can bring some friction within your partnership zone or with marriage or spouse. So be careful and watch your tone. Now, watch your body, mind, general vitality as three planets landing there in Lagna. Rest well and do not overload yourself. Now, the fourth transit for this month is on 17th August. Sun enters Leo in your second house of wealth, family, speech, food. And for Cancerian, Sun is your second lord itself and entering its own sign. This is excellent, brilliant. This is a very strong placement in principle, but Sun is joining Ketu, who is already sitting in Leo. So the strength meets challenge now. So this is a phase of Sun eclipse as well, because Sun eclipse is there on 12th and then Moon eclipse is there. So this period is between two major eclipse which is happening. So let's see what all can happen. First is Sun enters his own sign, very good. House of wealth, family normally brings authority in your speech, financial confidence, warmth in the family matter. But because Ketu is sitting here in the second house, Sun's brightness gets diluted or a bit dull. Handle finances and family conversation with softness and not force. One thing I want to tell you here is always remember Ketu is a planet who asks for surrender. Ketu is a planet who can afflict everybody, including Sun and Moon. And whenever any planet goes with Ketu or gets aspected by Ketu, few do not agree with Ketu's aspect, but I do feel that Ketu's aspect also works. So whenever Ketu gets connected to any planet, either conjuncts or aspect or sitting together or same nakshatra, whatever, with these combination, that time the only keyword or the only key to navigate that house or to navigate that transit is surrendering. And Sun is our ego, our pride, our Atma Kartika, our energy. So what you have to do here is matter related to the second house, you have to surrender. First is this is the house of our self-worth, then it is a house of family, speech, food, and even our wealth. So, no, you don't have to give up on everything. What you have to do is stop saying me. I did this for family. I made this food. I brought this food. I got so much of wealth. I have so much of property. I got this. Just stop saying all this me, my thing. And even in food, even if you're very foodie and love to eat food, in this transit, just give up on your, give up on food. Just be okay with normal home cooked meals and do not, go for the pleasure of gourmet food or eating luxurious food. Why? Because eclipse are also there and Sun with Ketu in the second house of food. So all these things you have to take and nothing else actually matters. What I'm telling you right now that these things can happen because this is the crux of this transit. But anyway, let's see what all else can happen. Yes, avoid any dental surgery or any cosmetic face related surgery, unnecessary beauty facials, doing anything with your face or hair or head. You should be avoiding during the eclipse time or in this transit because don't invite the troubles because Ketu, you have to be careful. You may feel unclear about your financial direction. You may feel distant from family members or emotionally detached in family's conversation during these weeks. Ketu asks for surrender and reflection rather than pushing hard. Yeah, one more thing can happen here is this is a very a profound thing that I'm telling you that second house is of wealth and accumulated wealth actually. And even if you are getting any property inheritance because it's connected to the eighth house, you know what? You will not get the kick. You will not enjoy. You will feel disconnected with the wealth that you are getting. First is that you're consciously will feel surrendering And secondly, even if you're getting well, you may feel, oh, okay, what is the big deal if I'm, I got this property, I got this well, I got this inheritance, I got this bonus, but somehow in inner, in your inner self, you will not enjoy that. That is how Ketu works on your mind, and it will not let you enjoy the luxury of life. Sun from the second house aspects your eighth house of hidden matters, joint finances, and transformation. This brings attention to inheritance matter, insurance, tax paperwork, or shared financial dynamic. Handle them carefully. Sun with Ketu in the second house is a classical window for Pitra sadhana, honoring our ancestor. If family matters feels heavy or wealth feels blocked, quite spiritual work in your ancestor's name will bring real relief. Now, your speech may take a sharper tone under Sun Ketu. You have to watch your words spoken in the heat of moment. The second house records every word, and guard against saying things you may regret later. Food habits, eating pattern, we have already discussed, they will shift. Go towards simple food, and watch your throat, mouth, teeth, right eye, and second house rules all of these areas, so take care of yourself. The next transit is Mercury enters Leo on 22nd August into your second house. Now Mercury is a breeze, fresh breeze of air in the Sun Ketu tension. So this is the fifth transit on 22nd August. Mercury will enter Leo in the second house, will join Sun and Ketu there. Mercury is your third lord of communication and courage, and 12th lord of foreign matter and hidden expenses. All of these are now coming together in your second house of family and speech. So, Mercury brings improvement in this combo. Mercury here sharpens your speech negotiation. There can be a wealth recovery, and financial communication will, feel little relaxed or sorted. This is a strong window for handling money conversation, business calls, and anything related to sales or work. Mercury sharpens your intellect as well and gives you the logic to review budget, audit, family finances, and restructure long-term saving plans that you have. Mercury, as your 12th lord in the second house, can bring foreign wealth, hidden expenses, or overseas financial matter into focus. Whenever 12th and second lord gets connected, either it's expense or either it is investment. Out of these two will happen, or either there is some foreign connection that can happen. Spending on family matter can also happen. So the best thing that I practice whenever 12th and second lord is getting connected is doing charity rather than spending on luxury, on food, unnecessarily expenditure on things. You just do some charity and quietly, anonymously just donate things and avoid all the heavy spendings that is coming for you now, because Mercury joins Sun and Ketu. It is forming a stellium, all three planets together. You need a careful handling still. So do not sign any major financial paperwork without double checking. You can sign, but don't sign on impulse, because Ketu is reflecting all of the planets. But still, Mercury is our intellect and communication. It can still can do well, but it still you have to double. Now you can use Mercury's precision, like we had spoken, especially related to your food also, and watch your throat, teeth, mouth, and speech related health. This is again coming, so take care of it. Now the next thing is, let's talk about the solar and lunar eclipse. I'll try to make a special video on this, a short video which has more nuances and more detail, but still, let's cover this because these two events are happening this month. Solar eclipse is happening on the 12th of August. Now, remember that whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be even visible for you, but the energies are there and it affects all of us in some level. So, 12th of August, solar eclipse, it's happening in the house of self and family wealth. That is first and second house for you. So do not make impulsive financial investment. Give or take loans. Engage in harsh emotional arguments with family member. Your health and vitality is also on the cards. Take care of your health. Rest quietly during the eclipse window and avoid making any major monetary commitments, at least during these 3 days. One day before eclipse day and one day after, 11, 12, and 13. Do not travel, do not do any cosmetic or dental thing related to your face, head, and just avoid major discussions or decisions. Chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, lunar eclipse. Lunar is, I feel lunar is more heavier because I am an emotional person and moon represents our emotions, and I get more impacted and affected in lunar eclipse than solar eclipse, because it is okay for me to keep quiet and lay low, but it's not okay when I'm overthinking. So when lunar eclipse is happening on August 28th, this is happening for you in your eighth house. This is deep. Cancerians, because you are anyway a softy, and now this is happening. And Moon is your ruler. Lunar eclipse hits your house of sudden transformation, shared resources, hidden dynamics in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in unverified financial joint venture. Do not engage in any struggle related to your financial joint finances with your spouse, with your in-laws. Don't make any impulsive decisions regarding inheritance as well. This is the best time to do chanting, to do meditation. Keep a low profile socially. Protect your peace of mind, and staying neutral in arguments is the best thing to do. Feeding stray animals and birds to ground turbulent energies, another important, potent remedy. One more remedy that I do for myself during eclipse is taking a bath during, after, just after the eclipse time is over. Just Google it, what time eclipse is getting in your area, in your zone, and take a salt, what put salt in your bath, or do a food soak with salt. Put a salt in your a warm this thing, and do a food soak for at least 15 minutes, and keep low, and do a digital detox. Do not watch TV, television, mobile phone half an hour before the bedtime. Just close your eyes. Do not do any breathing exercise, but just watch your breathing. Just watch your breathing. These are some of the things that I do personally, and that's how I'm sharing it with you. It does help me. Now let's look at your monthly indicator. Person is medium, career and money is medium, social is medium, love is medium, hell, everything is medium Cancer. And so I'm glad, because most of the zodiac sign got so many lows, especially on the health. Now, three planets sitting in on your Lagna in early August, Mars in your 12th. So your body and mind carry a lot of weight this month. But Jupiter sitting exalted in your Lagna is your plus point. Sleep pattern you have to watch. Mental strain is real for you, and physical stamina can dip a bit. So protect your rest fiercely. Eat simple home cooked warm meals, and do not overload yourself with too many commitments this month. Remember, Venus can make you do that. Now, general remedy I want to share with you is chanting Shiv Chalisa, praying to Lord Shiva for you, especially on Mondays, meditating regularly to strengthen your Lagna Lord. Your moon stabilizes your fluctuation, emotional landscape, especially, and invite deep, peaceful intuition in your life. So, wishing all the Cancer and Ascendant profound inner peace and emotional stability, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate through this busy, powerful, even eclipse energies are there in August. So, and if you want any deeper look into your own personal chart, or need tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary periods, please feel free to connect with me on the mobile number and email ID given below on the screen. All the best to all the lovely people, Cancerian. Welcome to the Leo Rising. Leo, we have a very busy month, the month of August, and there are a lot of transits here, including a solar and a lunar eclipse. This is special for you because Sun is your ruler, and we have a solar eclipse this month. But let us see what all can come to the surface for you this month. Let's start with your first transit. The very first transit is on the very first day, that is on the August 1st, when Venus will enter the sign of Virgo in your second house of wealth, family, speech, and your accumulated resource. Now, for Leo, Venus is the ruler of third house of communication and the 10th house of career. While Venus gets debilitated here and can hit your savings if unchecked, it grants an excellent sharp analytical window for reviewing your budgets, auditing accounts, and making sensible saving decisions. Why? Because Virgo is a very analytical sign and Venus represents wealth. Your financial planning becomes sharper in this transit. It's a very, very good time to clean up your accounts or check your bank statement, make sensible saving decisions, and impulsive spending is not at all favored in this transit, which is good for you, Leos, because unnecessarily spending should be avoided. Now, family conversation may take on a practical tone here. Second house represents our family, so, and also speech. So you may find yourself discussing finance, health, or long-term plans rather than a casual talk. Watch for being too critical with your family members, especially over their habits. Now, this transit directly impacts your career income, and professional status as well, because your 10th lord is entering the second house in a debilitated state. So while your overall salary is protected, any new financial gains or bonuses will require intense management or focus, and heavy administrative paperwork or structural renegotiation. Now, Venus represents love and relationship, which is now in the water sign, and hence you may speak or say something to your loved ones, which is a kind of risky. So take care of how you speak. Also, because Saturn is aspecting the second house, so it can become a bit edgy as well. Now, your dietary and nutritional habits will also undergo deep review during this month, as the stress of this transit can swing your relationship with food into two distant extremes. Either you find yourself slipping into pattern of subconscious emotional eating to cope up with the pressure, or you may completely lose your appetite and failing to find any genuine satisfaction, especially in your meals. Now, Venus moving 12 from itself, its natural home Libra, but it is now going into Virgo in your second house, means your ability to enjoy money, communication, food, and family comfort feels stretched thin. You may spend generously on loved ones or family, but the pleasure gets replaced by a sense of duty and not a real joy or pleasure. Now, from second house, Venus will aspect the eighth house, which represents hidden matter and shared resources, where Saturn is currently transiting. So, this brings a sober, realistic view to joint finances, inheritance, or hidden dynamics. And if you have been overextending yourself financially to others, Saturn will help you to set boundaries. But eighth house represents shared resources with our spouse and our in laws. So you have to be really careful of what you speak, because debilitated Venus in second house, so your speech is impacted, it's affected, and you may speak or overgive or overcommit yourself to these relationships. So be very careful. And finally, please watch your throat, mouth, teeth, and your eating habits, as overindulgence or careless eating can affect your health. The second transit for this month is on 2nd of August, the very next day, when Mars enters Gemini in your 11th house. Now, for Leo, Mars is your fourth lord of home, mother, and property, also our inner peace, and ninth lord of fortune, father, higher learning, and long distance travel. So, this transit brings both of these areas into your 11th house of gains and network, which is good. The Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini, but the 11th Lord is an Uchaya house where cruel planets or natural malefic planets like Mars generally performs well with time. So there is a real potential here, and moreover, Mars is like a yoga karka for you. It's your Lord of Fortune, it's your Bhagya Lord. So there is some potential in this transit. First is your income and potential rises sharply. This is a strong window for pushing on financial goals, chasing new revenue stream, or acting on business opportunities. Mars gives you the drive to make things happen on the gains front. Now, your network also becomes more active. New professional circles can open up. You may reconnect with old connects, and your name reaches new rooms. Just watch that your directness does not turn into aggression in the group setting. Now, Mars is the fourth lord in the 11th house. So, home matters and mother needs will also come up through network, through friend or elder sibling. So, you may find yourself discussing property with your friends or getting help from a contact for family matters, or even your elder brother, or you might discuss. Well-being of your mother. Now, because Mars is also your ninth lord, your Bhagya lord into 11th house, matter of fortune, father, higher learning will meet up the house of friends and professional circles. So, a friend may recommend a teacher or a guru, a mentor, or a professional connection may open a positive direction for you. So many things can happen here, Virgos, which is very good for your career. So, I'm very sure the professional indicator for you will be high for this month. So expect gains through fortune, action through higher education, travel, then even mentors and father. Everything is very complimenting to improve your living standard or your reputation or your gains. Now, Mars from 11th house will aspect the second, fifth, and sixth house. Mars has three aspects, so three houses Mars will be aspecting. Watch your speech and family finances and your food. handle romance and children with patience. And sixth house is of enemies, so enemies will get dismissed, and health gets Martian energy to improve. Good for people appearing for any exams or competition. Now Mars going it from itself, so from the fourth house also means some makeover or transformation at home area, maybe some renovation or some construction is also on the cards. But because we have solar and lunar eclipse this month, just avoid the dates of eclipse. From the house of gains, Mars is aspecting the second house, and the this is making a good connection for your wealth, because ninth house represents bhagya, fortune, luck, and second house is of wealth. So actually this is good for gains financially. Only thing to watch here is your tone, your aggression or anger at workplace, or with elder siblings, friends, with father, mentors. And watch your calves, ankles, gut, and lower limbs, as the 11th house rules this area, and Mars can cause strain or minor injuries there. Now, the third transit for this month is on 5th August. The first week is very busy for all of us when Mercury enters Cancer in your 12th house. Now, for Leo, Mercury is your second lord of wealth, family, speech, food, and your 11th lord of gains. So, Mercury joins Sun and Jupiter, exalted Jupiter in the 12th house. Now, Mercury here pulls your thinking inwards, because Mercury is the planet of intelligence and our communication. So, it will pull you inward. You may find yourself reflecting a lot, processing quietly, or feeling more introspective than usual. This is a good time for planning behind the scene, working behind the scene. Mercury is a logic driven planet, a very fast planet, but sitting in the water sign, its clarity gets emotionally colored. So you may find yourself overthinking. Misreading situation, or making decisions from emotional point of view rather than being logical. Some mental strain is possible. So what you can do is just pause before you react. Mercury, as your second lord in the 12th, links your wealth and family conversation to expenses, investment, foreign matters, or hidden financial decisions. So you may find yourself dealing with expenses on family matters, or hidden financial commitments which are coming up for you. Now, Mercury, as your 11th lord in the 12th house, links gains and network to the foreign matter, remote work, or behind the scene activity. Foreign clients, foreign income, gains from hidden work, working behind the scene kind of work becomes active. Now, all the three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, aspects your sixth house of workplace and daily struggle and health. Mars also aspect the sixth house from the 11th house. So, workplace matters, health, routine, or competition needs active handling. Even take care of your pet's health. This is a good window for cleaning up daily habits, serving others, and getting into daily meditation or sadhana. This is very good for these things. If you want to start any new program, or you want to get into some kind of meditation, or get into some rituals, that you will do a bedtime ritual or morning ritual, or want to start a sun salutation, this is a very good time for doing it. What's your sleep, feet, gut, stomach, and yes, your eyes, as the 12th house rules these areas, and the stellium there can affect your rest as well. Now, the fourth transit of this month is on 17th August, when Sun enters Leo, your first house, your Lagna. For Leo, this is your Lagna Lord coming to your first house. This is technically or principally a very good placement, but Ketu is already transiting there in your Lagna for quite some time now, and it's about to change in December. So, sun's brightness gets diluted here. So, we have to handle this transit with softness. You may feel unclear about your own self identity, feel distant from your own goals, maybe emotionally detached, or your from your usual self. Ketu will ask you to surrender in this transit, and reflect rather than pushing hard. So this month we have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, which is falling exactly between these dates. So hence you have to put extra care here, Leos. First thing which comes to my mind is avoid traveling and making big decision in this month, and taking good care of your health. Now, Sun from the first house aspect the seventh house of marriage, partnership, and one-on-one relationship, where Rahu is currently sitting, and Rahu can amplify sudden shifts, illusions, or unexpected turns in your closest of relationships. So handle partnership conversation with care, with clarity, and not with impulse. Your ego and self-image are under review. because Sun in your Lagna Lord being touched by Ketu, and this is the time to let go of who you think you should be, and let the true version emerge. Do not fight the changes or the theme that is coming up. Sun with Ketu in Lagna is a classical window for Pitra Sadhana, honoring our ancestors. So if your identity feels shaky or life direction feels blocked, quiet spiritual work, in your ancestors' name will bring real relief. So all in all, Leo, this transit is asking you to surrender, especially in the first house. It is ourselves, our ego, our identity, and sun can do so well there. It is his place. Sun is a leader, is a royal, and sun in the first house gets the strength, and it is your Lagna Lord. This is your natural self. But for a change, Ketu being there, it is asking you to do not think about I or me, and let go of things. And this is the only key to navigate this transit successfully. So drop the I, drop the me, drop the I am this, I am that, or I am doing this or doing that. Just drop for this month, and you will see that you will, a beautiful transition or beautiful transformation will be helping you to further in your life to grow in a better evolved way. What's your head, heart, eyes, general vitality, because first houses are health as well, and sun as your Lagna Lord rules your whole body, and but it currently afflicted with Ketu. So rest well and do not push too hard. Now the next transit is Mercury. Now the next transit is on 22nd August, when Mercury enters Leo in your first house. Now your first house is crowded. So for Leo, Mercury is your second lord of wealth and 11th lord of gains. Very, very important planet for you, actually representing the whole your life's area of wealth and gains. Now Mercury joins Sun and Ketu in your first house. It is forming a stellium. Mercury will bring some clarity in communication, intellect, and voice to the forefront. You will find yourself expressing more, thinking sharply, and being noticed for what you say and how you say it. But beware of Sun and Ketu combo is there. Although Sun is not a problem here, but Ketu will afflict both. Now Mercury sharpens your intellect and give you the logic to handle personal decisions, family, financial matter, and network conversations. It will help you there. Mercury is actually, it will bring a fresh break or a fresh breeze of air. It's like you're having a tension at family, some heated discussion, arguments are happening, and suddenly the bell rings and some well wisher comes in without announcing, and the environment changes at home, and everyone calms down and everyone forgets about it. And that's how Mercury is coming and actually releasing some tension. But still Mercury is afflicted with Ketu, but because Mercury is our intelligence, we rely on Mercury, and there is a merit in you're relying on her intelligence. So everything is depending on us. When planets like Mercury goes with Ketu, it is on us. How do we keep our logic strong? Now Mercury, your second lord, is getting linked on with your Lagna. So your family, well, and speech directly is getting connected to your identity. So family, finances, food habits, and how you speak becomes deeply, deeply personal for this month. Mercury as your 11th lord on your Lagna links your gains, income, and network directly to your body and personal presence. So it completely depends on your thoughts, your words, your speech, your actions that will shape the outcome for this month. Because Mercury joins Sun and Ketu and forming a stellium in the first house is, everything happening in your first house during these weeks reflect your body identity and life direction all at once. So handle yourself with real care, Leos. Mercury, Sun, and Ketu all from first is actually aspecting your seventh house of marriage and partnership and one-on-one relationship, where Saturn is also currently sitting and transiting. Now this brings a sober, realistic view of your closest relationship. Meaningful conversation about the future of your partnership can happen now. Only thing is that you have to watch what how you are communicating, and where the conversation is going, because Ketu can sometime afflict your communication. Watch your body, mind, general vitality, all of these, and rest well and do not overload yourself these 2 3 weeks. Now let's talk about the solar and lunar eclipse, which is happening in this month. Now whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible to you, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Solar eclipse is happening on August 12th. It is connected to your 12th and first house. So do not make any impulsive personal life changes. Do not take unverified deals deals or contracts or sign anything. Do not take any health risk or engage in emotional argument and further drain your energy. Best remedy here is rest quietly during the eclipse window, especially on 11, 12, and 13. Avoid launching any major self centered projects. Keep your personal schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. I will try and bring another video on solar eclipse to talk about it a bit more, Leos, because it is so important for you because Sun is your ruler. Now, there is lunar eclipse as well on August 20th. This is happening in your seventh house, the house of marriage and partnerships in the sign of Aquarius. So, do not participate in major confrontation with your partner, with your spouse, impulsive business signing or public argument with your business partner. And the best remedy is here keep a low profile, protect your peace of mind by staying neutral in disputes. Do not gossip, do not, share information without being asked. And one more thing you can do is feed stray animals or birds to ground the turbulent energy. One more thing that I do personally whenever there is eclipse is taking a bath after eclipse time is over. So Google what time the eclipse is there in whichever part of the world you are, and once the eclipse get over, and if it's not in the midnight that I'm asking you to get up and take a bath, but whichever part of the date is happening, once the eclipse is over, just go and take a shower, take a bath, and just ground yourself. Another thing you can do is if it's too cold and you are not in the mood to take bath, do a food soak. Take a warm, a warm water, put a lot of salt there, maybe a handful of salt, whichever salt is fine, and just do a food soak for 10-15 minutes. This is also a good way to to remove the environmental disturbances which is coming through the eclipse. Now with this, let's also look at the monthly indicator. Personal is medium to low because everything is happening in the first house. Career and money is medium, it's not low. Okay, good. Social is medium, love is medium, health is low. With Sun and Ketu in Lagna, this had to happen. So you have to take care of your health. One more remedy I want to share with you is chanting Gayatri Mantra, praying to Lord Shiva, or even chanting Surya Mantra. Doing sun salutation is to strengthen your Lagna Lord, which is going through eclipse this month, and you need to support. So this will also support in turn to your core vitality. So wishing you all the best, Leo ascendants. Wishing you profound inner peace, radiant, steady confidence, and the window of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energies in the month of August. And if you want a deeper look into your personal chart or want any one on one consultation, you can contact me on the mobile number or email ID given on the screen. All the best to all the Leos. Welcome to all the Virgo rising. Virgos, we have so many transit this month. Along with it, there are two special events which are happening, which is there is a total solar eclipse and also there is a partial lunar eclipse. So this is a very busy month and a very tricky month. But let's start with your first transit. Now, whenever I'm reading for Virgo, I always connect myself because I'm a Virgo rising, and so it is very personal for me as well. So let's begin. The first transit for this month is on the very first day, that is on August 1st, when Venus will enter Virgo, our first house. Now, first house represents us, our body, personality, identity. Venus is getting debilitated here in the sign of Virgo. Venus is second and the ninth lord. Actually, it's a very important planet for all of us. It is a planet of wealth and luck and fortune. And so that is why this transit becomes very personal for all the Virgos. So, first thing first, what will happen to you is you will likely experience a strong urge to refine, polish, and perfect your outer appearance, your wardrobe, your grooming habits, because Venus is debilitated here. Venus represents looks, beauty, and pleasure. And so you may not be happy about your looks, where you notice every minor flaw and feel completely or compelled to fix yourself, your style, or your presentation. Now, your self criticism, which is anyway already there, Virgos, can rise sharply in this period. Venus debilitation on your Lagna can make you find fault with yourself constantly feeling like nothing is quite right about your parents, your work, or your life. So guard against this. Even I was thinking to change my background. Is this setting okay? Should I change this and that? Rather than every time I'm more focused on the pointers and the content that I'm delivering, but now my mind is hovering on external presentation. Secondly, as your second lord of wealth sits on your ascendant, your mind will turn heavily towards your financial identity. You will find yourself mentally auditing, calculating your spending habits, calculating your personal net worth, and feeling a deep need to align your personal values with your actual income streams. So please talk to your friends and family because you will need that. And as ninth lord coming to the first house, this is an excellent combination, most auspicious. Your luck is going and sitting on your body. And this is a very auspicious yoga as per the astrology, as per the astrology sutras. But because the ninth lord is in debilitation, the whole game is changing. You are blessed. You have the backing. You have the ancestral blessings also in this transit, but you will not feel lucky. You will feel that, oh, wish I had this and wish I had that and this support and that support. And you will overthink it because it is happening in the sign of Virgo, and nothing is will be enough. You will think that nothing is enough. Even not earning is not enough. My looks are not enough. My blessings are not enough. You will not be counting your blessing, which is a very bad thing. Now, your health and daily body routine will improve only if you take charge of them. So, Venus is all about beauty and charm and grace. And whenever we take care of our body, our hair, our health, our hands, feet, our looks, Venus gets very pleased. Venus blesses us when we take good care of ourselves, our health, our vitality. Even Sun gets very happy. Even Mars gets very happy. So it's very, very important. Even Saturn, if you are very disciplined, Saturn, Rahu, every planet is very happy with you when you take good care of yourself. But especially Venus in Lagna will be very pleased if you take care of yourself. So a gentle exercise routine, clean eating, better sleep habits started now will hold well and will help you to navigate this transit. Now, romance may enter through practical, thoughtful connections rather than a dramatic spark. And if you are, because Venus represents relationships, so we have to talk about it. It's about romance. We have to talk about it. If in relationship deeper, more grounded conversation will come up, but you have to only watch yourself, Virgos. You should not overcommit or overdo because Venus is moving 12th from its natural home Libra, and so your second lord is actually coming to the first. So that is how it is moving 12th from itself, and that means your personal charm and relational ease are quietly depleted, poured into your own self improvement, and you may become very critical actually about yourself and always trying to fix or refine at the cost of simply enjoying who you are. Now, from the first house, Venus is aspecting the seventh house of marriage and partnership, but this is an exaltation aspect. It is the 12th sign, Pisces. It is aspecting which where Venus gets exalted. So even Saturn is sitting there right now. Now, this will bring a sober, realistic view to your closest relationship. When debilitated Venus will look at its exaltation sign, this will get even. It will get cancelled, and connection and bonding with spouse or partner will bring some relief. You will feel home with your spouse or with your partner in this entire transit. There can be a good bonding, and if you're in business, this is a decent time for for money, for making new deals, and with your business partner also you'll have some cordial relationships. Only thing to watch here is watch your general vitality and skin condition. Venus is the luxure, the grace of our skin, so look at your skin, take care of your skin if it is dry or something, because debilitated Venus on Lagna will affect and will give you the dry skin or will impact the vitality. Now let's look at the second transit of the month, which is happening on this very second day of the month, where Mars will enter Gemini in your 10th house. 10th house is of your career, and Mars is your third lord and eighth lord. Very, very tricky. And it is going to the 10th house of career. So Mars is not entirely comfortable in Gemini. But the 10th house is the Upchaya house where Mars can perform well. 10th house is also the place where Mars gets Digvali, the directional strength, as per the Kalpurish Kundli. So there is some potential here. So your career drive rises sharply. You may feel more assertive at work, more willing to take on visible responsibilities and more direct with colleagues and with your seniors. Because Mars is your third lord, so your written work, presentation, your negotiation carry more edge. Just watch the sharpness. Should not turn into aggression, Virgos, because Mars is also your eighth lord in the 10th house. So sudden career shift, unexpected job moves, or hidden career opportunities may open up. Old career related transformation may surface for a cleanup, or it may also bring some credits. As eighth house is a tricky one, it may take courage for you in your career to show for yourself and safeguard your image. Remember, eighth house is the house of insults as well. It is going into the career house. You have to stand for yourself and safeguard your image. There can be some tiff, but I think Virgos, you will win because you are sincere souls. Now, this is a strong window for career related travel. Short business trips or skill based work that needs both intellect and drive. Content creators, good for you, media, marketing, and communication professionals. Anywhere where we are using our communication, it is good. It will find real momentum. Mars from 10th will aspect the fourth house. Actually, it will aspect three houses. Mars is three aspect: first, fourth, and fifth house. So your body and identity gets energized, but at the same time, Venus is debilitated there, and Mars will give some energy and fire, and you may become confused because first of all, you are a logical native, then Venus is coming, and it's debilitated, then Mars is aspecting with which is your eighth lord. So you have to handle yourself very carefully, how that you are conducting yourself, because you will ask 10 questions every day if you're doing okay. Then it is aspecting the fourth house, so your mother, property matter, all of this domestic issues can may face friction. It is good for property related matter, for some home improvement, but not good with the relationship. Then it is also affecting the fifth house of children, of romance and speculation. So you will need patience to handle your kids. Investment and speculations are supported, so money and wealth is supported for you, Virgo. So I think in the indicators, your career and finance will score high, but relationship, because Mars fiery aspect is not so good on relationship, but because it is sitting in the Upchaya house, I have some hope. Now, watch your knees, joints, stomach, lower back, as the 10th house rules these areas and the Lord attached to it. And long working hours, which you do, Virgos, can further strain them. So, take a break at times. Now, the third transit is when Mercury, your Lord, your ruler, our ruler, enters Cancer on 5th of August. The first week is very busy for all of us. This is happening in the 11th house. Now, 11th house represents our gain. So, Mercury, Lagna Lord, yourself, your personality going, and your 10th Lord career is everything of this is going in the 11th house. So this transit becomes deeply personal. But Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter there. So there is a company. And what can happen here, Virgos? First is Mercury in the 11th house sharpens your gains, network, conversation, and long term planning. Actually, this is a good transit. Whenever exalted Jupiter meets, Jupiter is like wisdom, very wise planet. Mercury is our intelligence. And what do you think will happen when intelligent meets wisdom? When intelligent meets the energizer, sun, it is always good. So, what can happen is your income and social front will get into focus this month, and exalted Jupiter is going to support you here. Mercury as your Lagna Lord in 11th will link your identity directly to your gains and to your network. Your visibility in social professional circle rises, and the right people find you. Excellent time for networking, but remember, 8th Lord is there in the 10th house. You have to guard yourself. Mercury as your 10th Lord in 11 links your career directly to your gains, to your network. So, career gains, promotions on new revenue streams through professional connection contacts will become active. This is a strong window for career driven networking, especially anything connected to foreign is also there on the cards. I think 11th house represents humanitarian work. Yes, it does. And Sun being there as the 12th Lord, which is the house of moksha and the house of charity. And again, Ketu is here, the planet of spirituality. So, all of this is creating a theme, Virgos. The theme is of humanitarian work, and Virgos are good at that actually. So, what you can do to navigate this transit is do some humanitarian work, because the 12th law is involved. Do it anonymously, or don't give your name. just do it for the, for the greater good. Then all three planets will aspect the fifth house from the 11th house. The fifth house is our children, romance, our intelligence, our creativity. Actually, Mars is also expecting the fifth house. So many aspects on your fifth house right now. Your kids are going to have a tough time. So, creative work matters concerning children and romantic dynamics all come into the strong focus this month. This is good, but whenever so many aspects are there in to one single house, it can create some unbalance for that house. Only one warning here is Mercury is a very logic-driven planet, and sitting in the water sign, it clearly gets emotionally colored. So you may find yourself overthinking about income decision, about your children's health, children's education, about your friendship, about your elder siblings, your bosses, mentors, social network. More emotionally than logically. You can become more sensitive and get hurt or overthink about it. But I want to tell you, Virgos, focus this time on productivity because this is a good combination, and focus it on the output and don't engage in overthinking, which is very difficult for all of us to do. But still, consciously tell yourself every day that in this good transit, you have to focus on your career and on your health. Watch your overall health as this Lagna Lord is involved, especially calves, lower legs, lower back, ankles. All of this needs care. Then the fourth transit, Sun enters Leo on 17th August. This is happening in the 12th house. For Virgo, Sun is your 12th lord, entering its own sign in the 12th house. Technically, it's a very strong place, and when Sun goes into his own house, although 12th house is not so favorable, but still, the danger here is not Sun entering 12th house, but Ketu already being there, and Sun is joining Ketu. So, what happens is the brightness of Sun gets eclipsed by Ketu's affliction. It's a bit tricky. So, you may feel unclear about your inner direction. You may feel distant from your usual sense of self or emotionally detached from external life during these 3 weeks. And Ketu asks you to surrender rather than to control. Now, Sun from your 12th house aspects the 6th house of workplace, health, and daily. This is good. This will bring visibility and authority for your daily work. Sun will put light, illuminate the 6th house, and your enemies can run away or retreat. This is good for competition, for enemies, and all that stuff, but still not so great for health because Ketu is also aspecting Sun with Ketu in the 12th house is a classical window of Pitra sadhana and honoring the ancestor. So if life feels heavy or you feel isolated or quite spiritual, so what you can do is do some rituals or remember your ancestor and call them for their blessings. Now, good thing that one good thing that can happen here is anything related to foreign can happen or behind the scene. If you're working, that is good. If you're in some kind of research or working behind the scene in the background, which is good. Foreign matters, hidden expenses, behind the scene activity comes up in focus. You may find yourself dealing with quite financial commitments. Foreign paperwork, unexpected in processes will come to the forefront. Avoid getting into any kind of gossip or exposing anyone in this transit. Why? Because your 10th lord and 11th lord, everybody is involved with Sun, and Ketu is sitting there, and that is why you will have an urge to focus on these things, but Ketu is asking you to just surrender. Do not get involved into external happiness or external things. I think the best thing that we all can do here is think about collective gains, working behind the scene quietly and completely surrender. This is the potent remedy to handle this transit with grace. Remember, Sun is ego, Sun is our pride, Sun is I, Sun is the energy, and Ketu will not mm, let you talk about it. So you have to drop the I when this transit happens. Just talk about collective or just get grounded. Excellent time actually for doing seva, service, anonymous service, doing getting into meditation or going inwards. Ketu will bless all of these and maybe let you go unharmed in this transit because 12th house is very intense house and it is the house of moksha. It is the last house and Sun is coming there, so your atma karka is going there, your lagna lord is connected to it. So all of this is making a theme, Virgos, that this month it is more of internal, although some of the transits are really good, like Mercury in 11th house. That period is excellent, but this transit is not so great, and it is nudging all of us to look at things internally and get grounded. Watch your sleep, watch your feet, watch your eyes, left eye especially. The 12th house rules all of this, and it can affect all of them. Now the fifth transit is Mercury enters Leo in the 12th house. Now you yourself are going and joining the party in the 12th house, so you want some me time, Virgos, and that is why this transit is happening. You are taking a break, which is so not you, not Virgo. So for Virgo, your Lagna Lord and your 10th Lord career is joining Sun and Ketu in the 12th house. So the most important thing that can you have to take care of is in this transit is your health. Sun is our energy. It is in the 12th house, not a good place. Your Lagna Lord Mercury, yourself, your vitality is in 12th house, one house behind. It will deplete. You will feel low on energy and vitality. Take note of it. Take good care of yourself, because both of these indications are that you have to pay full attention to your mental and to your physical health. Now, Mercury in the 12th house pulls your thinking inward. You may find yourself reflecting quietly on your identity, planning behind the scene, thinking where are you in life, what do you want to achieve, what is the purpose of your life, or feeling more introspective than usual. Mercury sharpens your intellect and gives you the logic to handle personal reflection, hidden financial matter, foreign paperwork. But Ketu can cloud the sharpness with cognitive. It's a fog. Misread messages or blunt speeches can be there. So pause, reread, and soften your tone before you speak or sign anything in this transit. Mercury as the 10th lord in the 12th house links your career to the hidden work, foreign clients, foreign job in import, export, anything to do with foreign or anything to do with behind the scene. Or if you're working from home, it's a remote work, or you're working at a very distant place, or in foreign. If you're in foreign, this is a good transit. People already in foreign can actually have a boost in this transit. Now, Mercury from your 12th house will aspect the 6th house. All three planets are actually aspecting the 6th house. 6th house is our workplace, everyday workplace, our health, our daily routine. Now, this will bring some clarity because Mercury is the lord of intelligence and communication. When it looks, wherever it looks, it gives that clarity. So some clarity will be there for your daily routine if you're preparing for a competition exam, which is good. It's a good window to clean up your daily habits, or your pending workplace matter. Your sleep, mental peace, and inner reflection all needs attention. Like we have spoken, all the last three transits for you Virgos are all asking for the same thing. Ketu is adding, it's a cherry on the top. Now, excellent time for doing seva, service, anonymous charity. See, this theme is repeating. From Sun is in 12th house, now Mercury is in 12th house. You yourself are there in 12th house. You have to do things with your hands, with yourself. Do seva and service, apply or give your time to some community work, but do not talk about yourself. Do not tell family, friends, I have done this, I've gone there, I've given time, I've donated this, I've done this charity, I gave my clothes, I gave money. Don't talk about it. Just go and do it. Do the seva, do the service. This will bring lot of relief in this transit and for this month, which is very, very heavy for all of us. Now, watch your feet, sleep, nervous system, stomach and gut and lower leg. Actually, watch yourself, Virgos. 12th house is a tricky house, and so hence we have to take care of ourselves. Now let's talk about solar and lunar eclipse happening this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible or may be visible, but the energies are very universal, and it does impact all of us at some level. So the solar eclipse is happening on August 12th. It is connected to your 11th house. The solar eclipse forms in the house of gains. So do not make impulsive investment decision. Do not disconnect with older friends. Do not fight with your friends and network with your mentors, elder sibling. Do not take on unverified financial risk or engage in group conflicts or write anything on social media. Just hesitate. It will all drain your energy and it will just go south. 11th house is about our social network as well, our friends, our mentors, our gains. So just do not think about finances and gains, at least for these 3 days, which is on the eclipse day, which is 12th. one day before and one day after. So 11th, 12th, and 13th August, mark your calendar. Just do not drain your energy, Virgos. Best remedy is rest. Rest quietly during the eclipse window. Avoid launching major income related project. Keep your social calendar free, very light, and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, lunar eclipse is there on August 28th. I'm more afraid of lunar eclipse, because lunar is your moon, and when your mind is not at its place, when your heart and mind is not at its place, it doesn't matter how much you're earning, or even if you are a gym champion or a sports champion. So sun is somewhere physically you feel depleted, but moon is like your heart, your feelings, and I don't like this feeling. So lunar eclipse hits me the worst. Lunar eclipse, for us Virgo, it is happening in the sixth house. It's the house of health. Our daily service is the sign of Aquarius. Although Rahu is sitting there and it will help us to win over any challenges, but Rahu is the only one causing this eclipse. So do not participate in major workforce confrontation, impulsive job change, public argument. Take care of your pets. If they are not keeping well, please take them to the vet and do all precautions, apply all precautions to your health also. Best remedy here is keep a very low profile, eat clean, sleep well, and watch all your habits and yourself at least for these 3 days, which is 27, 28th, and 29th of August. These 3 days are not good, to start anything new or to extend yourself. Just prioritize yourself and your rest. One more thing you can do is feed stray animals or birds to ground this turbulent energy. One thing that I do personally is a food soak. I take a handful of salt and any salt is okay. Just do a food soak for 10 minutes before your bed, or just take a long shower after the eclipse time is over. So these are two practices that I do other than mantra chanting while eclipse is on. So what you can do whenever the eclipse get over in your zone, wherever whichever part of the world you are, just check on Google what time eclipse is getting over. If it is midnight, it's all right. You do not have to wake up to take a bath. But if it's a daytime, just once the eclipse time is over, just go and take a shower, take a warm bath, or at least do the food soak. And this will actually clear the energy, the environment, because lunar eclipse strikes us more personally. And I feel lunar eclipse is dangerous than the solar eclipse. Now, let's look at the monthly indicators. Virgo rising. Person is medium, career and money is high. It is very good for your career because Mercury is, 10th and 11th Lord all are active this month. Your Lagna Lord is involved. Social is medium. Social is actually low to medium. Love is medium and health is medium. Watch your sleep and your health. Health is actually low to medium, but it's coming to 5 out of 10. So still low to medium. One more remedy I want to share here with you, Virgo, is chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama, praying to Lord Vishnu, or chanting the mantra for Mercury to strengthen your Lagna Lord. Mercury will also sharpen your intellect and invite calm clarity into daily life. So, wishing all the practical Virgos the profound inner peace, sharp, precise thinking, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate through the powerful eclipse energy in the month of August. I'll try to bring another video on eclipse with some more nuances and to explain you how this works, and few more things that can happen during during this transit and how it impacts. And if you need a deeper look on your personal birth chart or need tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period or dasha, please feel free to connect with me, and the mobile number and email ID is given on the screen. All the best to all the Virgo rising. Welcome to all the Libra rising. Libra, we have too many transits this month. It's a very, very busy month. Along with 5 transits, we also have 2 special events. We have a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse as well in the month of August. But let's begin and check what the first transit is bringing for you. Okay, so the first transit of this month is on the very first day, that is on August 1st, when your ruler Venus enters in the sign of Virgo in your 12th house. Now, 12th house represents our rest, foreign matter, hidden expenses, and Venus gets depreciated in Virgo. But other than that, being your ruler, Venus is also your eighth lord of transformation and eighth lord is debilitated. Now this is a good news, as eighth house is obstacles and a very tricky one. So you may naturally pull back from social activity, and quiet evenings alone will feel more valuable than crowded ones. There will be a desire for isolation or for the me time. Now your mind will turn inward to analyze past mistakes, regrets, or psychological baggage with intense critical presence. Why? Because it is going into the sign of Virgo, and it can sometimes make you overthink about things. Now, international travel, visa paperwork, or spiritual retreats will come into sharp focus through meticulous foreign logistics, requiring you to focus on fine details and plan your travel or relocation with absolute practical precision. Now, this is not a very good time for any kind of investment. Your spiritual practices will deepen through refinement, meditation, journaling, or reading spiritual texts will bring genuine insights, especially when you sit alone and do it in silence. Now, Venus moving 12 from its natural home, Libra, from the first house, it is going to the 12th house. So, your relational energy is drained into isolation, foreign matters, or quiet giving. So, you may find yourself pouring love into causes far away people or private commitments while feeling emotionally alone yourself. Now, from the 12th house, Venus will aspect the 6th house of your health, while I can see Saturn is sitting there currently. So, that brings a realistic and a sober view to your daily routine and workplace dynamics, and also to your towards your spending, because Saturn will help you to set boundaries here. And also, one another thing that can happen is this can open a door to get a job overseas, or maybe working with MNC or getting into some foreign deals. Most important thing to do in this transit, especially for women, pay attention to your skin or to gynecological issues. Now, a debilitated Lagna Lord in the 12th house lowers your physical vitality, making you prone to disturbed sleep, vivid dreams, and weakened immune system triggered by subconscious anxiety. So, set a daily routine to navigate this transit's energy. Very, very important for you. Now, the second transit of this month is on 2nd August, the very second day when Mars enters Gemini in your ninth house. For Libra, Mars is your second lord of wealth and seventh lord of marriage. And Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini. It's fire meets air and action meets intellect. And this can create restlessness if not channeled well, and also can create concerns for your father's health. So first thing first is you may feel drawn to take bold decision or long distance travel or push forward on your higher education plan. And because Mars is your second lord, family finances and family conversation may come up, and it is good for well accumulation, as luck and fortune is making connection with it. But just watch your tone, as because Mars is a very fiery sign, and it is aspecting the second house of speech. So avoid spicy food and avoid spicy speech both. Now, Mars is your seventh lord into the ninth house. So your spouse or business partner may bring long-term direction matters, in favor of your luck. Conversation about your future plans, foreign travel, or dharmic values can rise between you and your partner. Now, there is a strong window for foreign travel as well, publishing, teaching, or higher learning. So, if you have been thinking about a long distance move or to initiate a new course, this energy pushes it forward. Mars from ninth will also aspect your 12th house, third house, and fourth house. Mars is three aspects. So, watch your expenses and hidden matters, handle communication and sibling matters with patience, and take care with the home and mother's health. This is good for property matter or kind of doing any home renovation or changes. But you should avoid eclipse day to initiate anything in this month. So we will talk about eclipse some shortly. Watch your hips, thighs, and lower back, as ninth house rules these areas, and Mars can cause strain or minor injuries in these areas. Now the third transit for this month is on the 5th of August. The first week is very busy when Mercury enters Cancer in your 10th house. Now, for Libra, Mercury is your ninth lord of fortune and 12th lord for foreign. Now, Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter here in your 10th house. So, Mercury in the 10th house sharpens your career. Communication, presentation, negotiation, your voice at work becomes more visible, and you may find yourself in situation where your word shifts the outcome. Now, Good chances for getting into a new job as well. Change in profession is also indicated here. Now, Mercury is a logic driven planet. It is the planet for communication and intelligence, and it is meeting exalted Jupiter, which represents wisdom. So, wisdom and intellect, both in the house of career, is good for any kind of career move. Mercury may also shed some practical thinking as sitting in the water sign. Its clarity gets emotionally colored, but still, you may find yourself overthinking of career or reading workplace situation through emotions rather than logic. But I'm not so worried because exalted Jupiter is the saving grace here. Now, Sun and exalted Jupiter is also there in the 10th house. Now, these are very good combinations. Sun with Jupiter in career house, Mercury coming to the career house. Very good time. You should focus on your career for this month, Librans. Now, Mercury as the ninth lord in 10th house. This is such a beautiful Dharma Karma link. Your luck is going to your career house. Your career and your higher purpose can align in a real way this month. And Guru's grace and Father's blessing, ancestors' blessing, mentors' guidance, everything can open a new door for you. Now, Mercury as the 12th lord in 10th will bring foreign work, expenditure, a remote role or behind the scene career moves into focus. Foreign client, foreign job offers, or this all will quietly build changes in your career. Now, best thing to do is not to share or announce any new project or initiative until they are completed or done. This one thing you have to keep in mind. And all the three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, is expecting your fourth house of home and mother and inner peace. And Mars is also expecting your fourth house from the ninth house. So, home matters, property discussions, and mother's well being will strongly come into the focus. This is a good time for property dealing. Just watch your knees, joints, and lower back as the 10th house rules these areas, and long working hours can strain them. Now, the fourth transit is on the 17th of August when Sun enters Leo. Now, for Libra, Sun is your 11th lord and moving into its own sign. Now, this is a very strong placement in principle, but Sun is joining Ketu, who is already sitting there in Leo since a long time for all of us. So, the strength is meeting the challenge. So, one more thing I wanted to add is there are two eclipses this month, solar and lunar. Both are just around the same week. So it's a bit tricky. Also, it's a sixth lord and going sixth from itself. Very, very important for your health. Now, sun's brightness will get diluted with Ketu, and you may not enjoy the limelight, which generally the 11th house brings. So, handle this transit with softness. You may feel unclear about your friendships. You may feel distant from your usual social circle or emotionally detached from long term goals during these weeks. Ketu will ask you to surrender rather than to control. Now, 11th house is the house of gains. So, even when financial gains arrive in abundance, you may oddly feel detached, unattached, or unsatisfied with external factors like money or gains. It might not satisfy your ego or pride, and you may be more keen on the purpose than the material gains. And if there are no gains coming, that means you have to surrender your ego. You have to surrender your I, which sun normally brings the pride and the ego in ourselves. And if in 11th house of gains, if gains are not coming, that means your ego is in between the gains and yourself. You have to look at yourself in this transit. You may get gains or support from mentors or elder sibling if you surrender, but still you may want to work independently and not lean on social support. Sun from 11th will aspect your fifth house of romance, children, creativity, and intelligence. Now, this brings visibility to your creative work and love life, but may also bring authority related friction into these areas. So, remember that you need to leave your ego and provide for your loved ones. And please handle your kids with a lot of patience, because Ketu and Sun can give a different kind of layer in this transit. Now, Sun with Ketu in 11th is a classic window for Pitru Sadhana, honoring your ancestors. If your social life feels heavy or gains feel blocked, other than surrendering your ego, quiet spiritual work in your ancestors' name will also bring some relief. Your friend circle and network may go through natural filtering. Either your ego is coming in between, or superficial connection may anyway fall away, and you might feel a pull towards smaller, deeper social bonds, but don't take it on ego. If you get excluded from some social group or friend circle or network, Ketu is helping you to let go, let go of the things which are not required for your future. But if you feel that this is something is wrong with this kind of things happening, then you have to watch your behavior also, because sun can bring a lot of ego issues between friends as well. Watch your calves, ankles, and lower legs, as 11th house rule these areas and can affect them if you push too hard. Now, the next transit, the fifth transit of this month, is on 22nd August when Mercury enters Leo. Now, this is house is getting crowded. Now, three planets are there in the house of gains. For Libra, Mercury is your ninth lord of fortune, which is a good thing, and 12th lord of foreign. Now, Mercury joins Sun and Ketu, who are already there. There is a stellium now. Mercury as ninth lord in 11th house brings actually a beautiful dharma and labha link, luck and for gains link. And it will manifest through teaching, publishing, higher learning, or anything righteously done, dharmic work. This will all become very active. Even your guru, mentor's father may open a door for you, especially through network. Now, Sun Ketu tension will also get some fresh lease of air, because Mercury is a natural benefic planet, and it will bring some changes in this tension, in this energy. Now, Mercury sharpens our intellect, your intellect, and gives you the logic to review your finances, network connection, long term friendships, long term goals, your desires. Mercury as the 12th Lord in 11th house. Two things can happen. Expenditure is meeting gains. So do not get confused. One thing that can happen is remote income, or income from foreign land, foreign gains, or behind the scene work network. All of this will get activated or will come into the focus. Foreign clients for foreign remittance or quiet network building becomes active. This is one. And also the investment and expenditure is coming in the 11th house, so there can be some expenditure related. You may donate or do some kind of charity, or you may spend on your siblings or on to your friends, to your social network. So both of these things are on the cards. Now, because Mercury joins the Sun Ketu stellium, your attention is there, and this is the time to work in a surrender mode. And then only you may enjoy the friendships and the social circle that you have, which we already discussed in Sun and Ketu. So I think this theme is repeating for you, Librans, and for all of us, wherever this conjunction is happening, that we have to surrender in that, in that area of our life. So for you, it is your elder sibling, your social network, and your friends. Now, Mercury from 11th house will aspect the fifth house of romance, children, our creativity and intelligence. So this brings clarity to your creative work, because Sun will illuminate that fifth house, and can spark meaningful conversation about kids, children's education, or your romantic future. But Ketu is also there, so watch the theme. Watch your calves, ankles, and nervous system, as 11th house rule these areas, and long networking can strain them. Let's talk about the solar and lunar eclipse, which is happening in this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible, but the energies are universal, and it does impact all of us at some level. Now, the solar eclipse, total solar eclipse, is on August 12th, and it is impacting your 10th house of career. So, do not make any impulsive job changes or unverified professional risk, or engage in workplace confrontation that can drain your energy. Stay away from office politics or office gossips. And the best remedy is rest quietly during the eclipse window, especially on the eclipse day. Avoid launching any major career projects these 3 days, that is 11th, 12th, and 13th, and keep your professional schedule very light, and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, there is a lunar eclipse as well, partial lunar eclipse on August 20th, and this is impacting your fifth house. Fifth house is of our creativity and intelligence, very important house. And I feel lunar eclipse is, I feel personally lunar eclipse is heavier than the solar eclipse. Somehow, physical drain is okay to accept, but when you mentally you feel restless, that that bothers me more. So It is happening in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in major arguments with your romantic partner, especially with your kids. Impulsive parenting, decision, or speculative financial risk is all under this radar. Do not go for it. Best remedy to do these days, especially on the day of eclipse, is keep a low profile emotionally. Protect your peace of mind by staying neutral. If any dispute is coming up at home, and you can always feed stray animals or birds to ground this turbulent energy. One more thing I do personally is taking a bath after the eclipse period is over. If it is happening from the midnight to early morning, then I don't follow that. But if it is happening in the daytime, I you can always Google and check the time that when the eclipse is getting over and go for a good long bath, or you can also do a food soak in salt water. So takes handful of salt, any salt is okay, and do a food soak in some warm water. These kind of things will clear the energy and the vibrations of the environment that it is creating while our luminaries are going into the eclipse mode. Now let's talk about the monthly indicator. Welcome to all the Scorpio rising. Scorpio, we are talking about the month of August, and there are a lot of transits. This is a very, very busy month for all of us. And other than having five planetary transits, we also have two special events, which is one is total solar eclipse, and there is also one partial lunar eclipse. So let's begin and talk about the first transit. Now, the first transit is happening in on the very first day of this month, which is on 1st of August, when Venus enters Virgo in your 11th house. Now, 11th house represents our gains and our friendship. Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and for Scorpio, Venus is your seventh lord of marriage and 12th lord of foreign. Now, your income becomes more analytical because Venus is going into the sign of Virgo, which is very practical and logical. Now, this is a good time for to review revenue streams, cleaning up your income resources, refining how you earn money, or but yes, impulsive investments are not favored. Now, sudden financial gains are there on the cards. You will likely experience a distant, boost in income, business profits, or cash flow from your professional network. Though you may feel an immediate urge to spend. Why? Because your 12th lord is connected here, but at the same time Venus is in Virgo, which is a practical sign. So there will be pull and push between spending and between saving, or refrain for doing so. So handle it with care. Now, your spouse or a business partner can still act as a financial gateway because seventh lord is involved, but it is debilitated. So, this support might come with some conditions or anxiety or hypercritical advices. The relationship dynamic will feel fragile or vulnerable even as financial transaction succeeds. Now, Venus moving 12 from its natural house Libra, because it is going Virgo, so it's going one place behind, means your private relational warmth is diluted into large social circle and network obligation. You may find yourself giving to friends, groups, or professional connection, while your one-on-one deep connection or bonds quietly weakens, or may get into some tiff between your spouse, friend circle, or maybe with your business partner. The only thing to keep in mind is don't announce your success, gains, or wins too early, especially on social media. You can use your charm and intellect without announcing the wins, because 12th lord is connected 12th house and 8th house, both of us secrecy, and it is connecting with your gains. So even if you're buying a new car, a new house, or anything fancy, do not talk about it early within your friend circle or on social media. Now, Venus from 11th will cast highly exalted aspect onto Pisces. Pisces is where Venus, attends as exaltation, and it is aspecting the fifth house. So, spark deep craving for fairy tale romance and a massive wave of creative or speculative intuition. However, this creates a sharp internal conflict as your heart will want for perfection, unconditional connection, communication, while your analytical mind remains hyper fixated on micromanaging your partner's flaws, or maybe looking at your kids, where they are failing or where they are not doing so good. So you should refrain from doing it. If you're married, there is a good chance of getting into extramarital. You have to be extremely careful. But I see Saturn is also sitting here. So the thing is that even if this happens, you will get punished immediately. There will be repercussion if you're trying to intentionally hurt anyone in love, especially. And for singles, it is a good transit to find someone new and someone exciting, especially from your social friendships. That is also possible. On health, your lower legs and digestive sluggishness can arise, and you may experience fluid retention or cramp, in your ankles or calves, combined with nervous, gut or bloating kind of things. Because weaken venous slows down your lower limb circulation and digestive tract. So take care of your health. Now, the second transit is on the second day, 2nd August, where Mars enters Gemini into your eighth house. Now, for Scorpios, Mars is your Lagna Lord, your ruler, ruling your body, your personality, and your. It is also your sixth lord of daily routine. So, Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini and now in the eighth house, but this is creating a Viprit Rajyo. This is good. This is like success or wins after you face the obstacles. And this is a powerful, uncheckable window, especially for healing, therapy, or exploring occult sciences. Working behind the scene research, buried fears or past resentment may surface instead of letting this fuel your mental anxiety. You can use Gemini's analytical nature to dissect, understand, and permanently release these old emotional patterns of baggage that you're carrying. It's a good window, actually. You will direct a sudden surge of physical energy towards restructuring loans, handling taxes, insurance payout, or reviewing your mutual investment. Mars provides the aggression and the drive to secure what is yours. But because Gemini is a mutable sign, ensure you avoid impulsive verbal commitments and carefully audit every piece of paperwork. Your speech will carry weight and cutting sharpness, cutting edge. While this gives you persuasive power to win debates or clear competition, you can easily provoke unnecessary power struggle or argument, especially with your spouse, with your in-laws, with your banker, with your business partner. So if you react out of defensiveness or something like that. Because Mars is the sixth lord and coming to the eighth house, so the enemies, diseases, daily struggle is coming to the eighth house. So workplace tension, health matters, or hidden enemies, they may take on transformation quality. Handle these strategically and do not react impulsively. Now, on health, we have to talk about health. This is very, very tricky because Mars rules your physical body, your Lagna Lord, and more because sixth and eighth house are connected. So its a placement is a little bit challenging in Dushtana houses like eighth house. This will demand immediate health precaution. Your physical stamina might fluctuate, making you prone to sudden fatigue, hidden infection, or your blood pressure fluctuation. The combination of Mars, blood, sharp objects, burns, accidents in the eighth house means you must exercise extreme caution, especially while driving, while cooking, while handling tools, and consciously avoid rushing through physical tasks. Be very careful, Scott. Mars has three aspects. It will from eighth house, it will aspect the fourth house. Sorry, the fourth aspect is on the 11th house. So this drives you to chase profits and career gains, but can spark dispute with friends or elder sibling. Its seventh aspect is on the second house that sharpens your speech in family dynamic, risking blunt words or impulsive spending, spicy food eating. And its eighth aspect is on the third house, which lands Capricorn, which is exaltation sign for Mars. This is good. So turning inner anxiety into raw willpower, courage, and drive to overcome obstacles can happen, but use this aspect with caution as third house is it and things can go overboard. So this is a tricky one for you, Scorpion. Watch your reproductive organs, urinary system, lower abdomen, and hidden health matters. Because eighth house rules all these areas. So get preventive checkup if you feel something is off. Now the third transit is happening on 5th of August. First week is so busy when Mercury enters Cancer in your ninth house of luck, For Scorpio, Mercury is your eighth lord of transformation and 11th lord of gains. Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter in the ninth house. Okay, this is a good one. You can expect a surge of higher wisdom and intuitive clarity as the ruler of eighth is moving into the ninth. Now, Mercury in the ninth house sharpens your dharmic thinking, higher learning, and conversation with elders. This is a strong window for teaching, publishing, writing, engaging with your mentor, guru, your father in very meaningful way. Now, you may find yourself researching deep subjects, exploring occult topics, learning astrology, vastu, numerology, anything which is hidden or having transformative conversation with your mentor. Your efforts will yield significant gains through, especially through writing and publishing, as your analytical abilities find an optimal outlet for launching, especially blogs, delivering public speeches, or achieving excellent success in higher studies, higher education as well. You're likely to experience financial breakthrough from distant land, foreign land. A direct result of this moment connecting to your house of cash flow to foreign. This will trigger a lucrative, even consulting project or business deals with international client. All of this is on the card. Now, this transit paves the way for a smooth long distance travel or visa resolution, opening up immediate opportunities for international journey, religious pilgrimage if you want to take, or successful processing of pending immigration paperwork. Just avoid the eclipse days, which is happening in this month. Now, all these three planets, Sun, Mercury, and Jupiter, will cast powerful aspect across the seventh aspect across the third house, and it multiplies your courage, communication skills, and willpower to execute independent projects. Only thing is because Sun sometimes brings pride and ego, and because Mercury is our communication and how you speak. So just pay attention to your communication. Especially with your father, mentor, and with your sibling. Watch your father's health. He might need some attention and care. Now, the next transit is on 17th of August when Sun enters Leo, your 10th house of career. Now, Scorpio, Sun is your 10th lord and entering in the 10th house in its own sign. Now, this is a very strong placement in principle, but we can see Ketu is already transiting there in Leo for quite some time now. So, the strength of Sun is meeting the challenge of Ketu. Sun's brightness also will get diluted due to Ketu's affliction. So, you have to handle this with softness, in a surrender mode, and not with any force which Sun can bring. Now, you may feel unclear about your career direction. You may feel distant from your usual professional identity or emotionally detached from your work during this 3 4 weeks when Sun is there. Ketu will always ask you to surrender rather than control. Only one good part is that you can expect a powerful phase of professional purging and radical clarity as your 10th Lord Sun enters its own sign. Ketu granting you the unshakable determination to audit your career trajectory and permanently cut out the unfulfilling projects or initiatives. But only if you are in surrender mode, then only Ketu will help you. Otherwise, it can bring more trouble. This transit will ignite an intense desire for independent and unconventional work, breaking your resilience on a traditional corporate, validation, or pushing you into transition towards freelancing, consulting, back-end technical operations, or spiritually fulfilling ventures. Ketu will bring all these themes into your career. Now, Sun from 10th house will aspect the 4th house of home, mother, and inner peace. So, this brings career pressure into your home space and may create tension between your work and family. And one more thing is you have to watch your mother's health very closely. Always remember, Sun is very energetic planet, and it has some nuances of pride and ego attached to it. And Ketu is completely opposite. They both are completely opposite in nature, so it creates a tension. The best way to navigate is always get into the surrender mode, and Ketu will then bless you. And then this combination gets, very deadly in a positive way. But this is very difficult for all of us to surrender me, myself, I. But in this transit, if we want to get success, especially it is related to your career, you have to leave your ego and I did this, I'm doing this, all this stuff behind, and Ketu will help you, to get success in your 10th house. Now the fifth transit for this month is on August 22nd. Mercury enters Leo in your 10th house of career. Now, for Scorpio, Mercury is your 8th lord of transformation and 11th lord of gains and getting into your 10th house of career. Mercury is joining Sun and Ketu, who's already there transiting. Now, there are three planets. The house is getting crowded. Mercury in the 10th house sharpens your career communication, presentation skills, your negotiation. This is a strong window for writing, speaking, and professional visibility, though Ketu's presence asks you to be measured, do everything double check. Now this powerful alignment marks a peak window for lucrative professional gains and network monetization, as the 11th lord of income and gain and social circle moves directly into the 10th house of career. Actually, this is a good one. The alignment is highly likely to trigger intense intellectual power struggle with authority figures. Sun is also there. Now your speech is also there, where your speech becomes incredibly sharp and commanding. A Sun is giving the energy, occasionally causing you to clash with your bosses, managers, supervisors, or your senior colleagues who will misinterpret your logic as a challenge to their status and authority. Best thing to do in this transit is to surrender, because Ketu will afflict every planet and will ask everyone to come and surrender, and then then get the success or gains. You may find yourself navigating hidden professional network and secretive alliances. Eight Lord is involved here, allowing you to uncover back channel information, discovering missing administrative details, or monetize behind the scene collaboration that directly boosts your income. You must prepare for a wave of mental restlessness and public communication scrutiny, making it vital to pause and reread all the official emails before sending them, as Ketu's presence can easily mix things up. Now, Sun, Ketu, and Mercury together will aspect the fourth house, pushing you to reorganize your home, sort out property matter, bring order to your living space. But this can also spark verbal friction and ego clashes at home, making family conversation unusually blunt and emotionally distant. You may feel torn between work and needing a quiet time at home. So set clear boundaries and protect your inner peace from this outside stress. Watch your knees, joints, lower back, and nervous system, as the 10th house rules all of these areas. Watch your heart health, as it is aspecting the house of our heart. Now let's talk about the solar and lunar eclipse, which is happening in this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible at your location, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. I will try to bring another video, a short video, where I explain more nuances to you, but still, I will cover important thing here in the monthly, which is solar eclipse is happening on August 12th. It is impacting your ninth house of father and higher learning and long distance travel. So do not make impulsive decisions about long distance travel. Do not plan any travel on this date or this week. Don't engage in disputes with, especially with your elder, teacher, mentor, or with your father. Do not get into unnecessary discussion or arguments. And do not verify everything connected to your foreign any risk that is there. The best remedy for you is rest quietly during the eclipse window, or chant or meditate. Avoid launching any new thing or long distance travel. We have already spoken. Keep your schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, for lunar eclipse, I find lunar eclipse more heavier than solar, because solar is you're physically drained and you're feeling lifeless. That is okay sometime, but lunar is plays on your mental health, which I or personally for me it is more dangerous. So the lunar eclipse is on August 28th, and it is impacting your fourth house of your inner happiness and inner peace and your mother in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in major family argument. Stay away. Impulsive property discussion should be avoided, or decisions also should be avoided. Emotional confrontation at home is should be avoided. Do not get into any discussion or arguments with your mother. This will impact your mental peace, your harmony. So the best remedy to do is keep a low profile emotionally, protect your inner peace by staying neutral in if any discussion is happening, and feed stray animals and birds to ground this turbulent energy. What I do personally is I can share with you is I take a bath after the eclipse is over. So you can Google what time the eclipse is over. If it is between midnight and early morning, don't try. But if it is happening in the daytime, you can always go for a long shower, a bath. It releases and cleanse, the energy, the environmental energy which this eclipse brings. Or you can do a food soak. Take a handful of salt and warm water and soak your, do a food soak for at least 10-15 minutes. This will also cleanse the energy that is getting created. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Scorpios, personal is medium to, actually it's low to medium, career is medium, social is medium, love is medium, health is low. So because your Lagna lord is sitting in the 8th house mostly all the month, your body and hidden health matters need active attention this month. Sun and Ketu in 10th house is also looking at your 4th house of your inner peace. So you have to take care of your mental and physical health, especially your reproductive organ and your lower abdomen and your mental health as well. So the one more general remedy I want to share with you here is chanting the Hanuman Chalisa. Always good for Scorpio Lagna. Lord Hanuman is the one to go, to your go-to Lord, and chanting mantras for Mars, the Mangal mantra, to strengthen your Lagna Lord. It will protect your body and give you the inner strength. Now, wishing all the Scorpios a profound inner peace, deep transformation with grace, 8,000 involved, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energies in the month of August. And if you want to take a deeper look into your personal birth chart or need tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period or dasha, you're always welcome to connect with me. And the mobile number and the email ID is given on the screen. All the best to all the Scorpio. Welcome to all the Sagittarius rising. Sagittarius, we got a very, very busy month. There are 5 planetary transits happening, very important, very profound. And we have 2 special events. One is the total solar eclipse, and then we have a lunar eclipse also happening in the same month. But let's begin and talk about the first transit first. The first transit is on the very first day, the beginning of the month, where Venus enters Virgo in your 10th house. Now, the 10th house represents your career, and Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo. And for Sagittarius, Venus is your 6th lord of daily routine and 11th lord of gains. Now, it's a good combination though. Your career work becomes sharper and more detail focused. This is a good window for editing, refining, polishing existing projects rather than launching new ones. You will take a highly analytical, objective approach towards your colleagues and bosses, which can accidentally make you look overly demanding or nitpicking. Now, due to which you may find suddenly your managers or bosses are creating issues or troubles for you at work. So, handle this with care. Be careful and avoid nitpicking, because Venus is getting into very analytical and practical sign, and Venus loves, everything prim and proper. And so you will feel the urge to tell everybody around you to do things properly, or you may see flaws. And at work area, if you do it with your seniors and with your work colleague, they will get irritated. So Venus also has grace and charm. So if you apply the grace and charm, which you naturally have, Sagittarian, that will work in your favor. Now, career decision needs careful thought. This is not a great time for impulsive job change, but it is a good time to research, plan, and prepare for bigger moves later. You will gain professional respect by solving complex workplace problems, fixing errors, and offering practical, quiet support to your team rather than to flashy presentation. Just see that you are not overgiving or overdoing. Which Venus has a habit of doing it. Now, you will excel at cracking exams, any competition, any interviews you will get through. Flawless data driven accuracy will be there with you. Will rely on your skill. Study and exams for students. This is a good time. And career politics at workplace dynamics may need patience, that we've already discussed. Small misunderstandings may arise for you being overly critical over colleagues. This will backfire. Remember that. And your 10th house Venus will aspect the 4th house of home and mother and inner peace. So, but I can see Saturn is transiting there. So, this brings a sober, realistic view to home matters and to your mother's well being. If you have been overextending, Saturn will put a boundary there, especially into your domestic pattern. If it is draining you, Saturn will help you to set boundaries. Watch your knees and joint stiffness. Now, the second transit is happening on the 2nd August, the very second day, where Mars is entering Gemini in your seventh house. Now, seventh house represents a marriage and spouse and partnership, and Mars is your fifth lord and 12th lord. It is getting into the seventh house. Now, Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini, and seventh house is a delicate placement. You have to handle it with care. Your one on one relationship take on more heat. You may find yourself being more direct with your partner, with your spouse, more assertive in business discussion, or more confrontational than usual. So you have to watch your tone because Mars is your fifth lord getting into the seventh house. So romance and children matter come into the partnership space. Conversation about creativity, children's need, children's education, romantic future, all this discussion will be there between you and your partner. And because Mars is your 12th lord and getting into seventh house, so hidden expenses, foreign matter, foreign travel, quite financial commitments may come up in your partnership. So watch for expenses tied to your marriage, your spouse, your business partner. You may have to watch your spouse health also because 12th lord is coming to 7th. 12th lord represents hospital. Hospital is coming to your spouse house, so there is a risk. Also 12th house is foreign. Foreign is coming to your spouse house, so maybe you both of you take a trip to a foreign land. This is also very much possible. Foreign business dealing in partnership, foreign clients reaching out, this is also possible. Business partnership may face some friction. If there are any pending discussion, handle them with patience and not aggression. Mars from 7th will aspect your first house. Actually, Mars has three aspects. It will aspect 10th house, first house, and second house. So career will get a boost definitely. Your body will carry more heat. You have to watch your anger. And then second house is family, finances, and speech. That will need active handling. Avoid spicy speech and spicy food both. This is good for finance but not so good for when it comes to one-on-one relationship. Mars from seventh house is our one-on-one relationship with anybody under this sun. So when a planet like Mars goes into the seventh house, that's not a very good placement because that's a house of relationship, and Mars is assertive but Mars is also very fiery. So Sagittarius, you are already a fire sign, so you have to take care of it. Watch your lower abdomen, kidneys, and urinary system, as seventh house rule all of these areas. Now, the third transit is Mercury enters Cancer on 5th of August in your 8th house. This is the third transit. Mercury enters Cancer. For Sagittarius, Mercury is your 7th lord of marriage and 10th lord of career. Very important house. Now, Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter into your 8th house. Now, Mercury in 8 pulls your thinking into deep, hidden, and transformative subjects. Mercury is our intelligence. You may find yourself researching occult, therapy, healing, or dark corners of your own psyche. This becomes a very heavy month. Three planets are there in the 8th house. 8th house is a tricky one. That is why this can become a little bit heavy. Avoid taking major decisions around inheritance, although it is there on the cards, but you have to double check everything. Now, Mercury is a logic driven planet, but sitting in water sign in the 8th house, so the clarity gets emotionally colored. Some mental strain is possible, so pause before you react. Mercury as seventh lord going into the 8th house means spouse is actually getting connected to the 8th house. Spouse income or business partners finances or joint money matters will also come into focus. Conversation about shared assets, insurance, family inheritance may also come up. Now, Mercury as the 10th lord going to the 8th house. Career is going to the 8th house of transformation. That means some changes in your job, in your career, some transformation, sudden professional shift, change of job, or hidden career opportunities is all possible in this transit. All of these three planets sitting from the 8th house will aspect the second house of wealth, family, speech, and food. Mars is also aspecting the second house from the previous this thing that we saw. Second house is actually having too many eyes on it. So family finances, food habits, family conversation, everything is hyperactive this month. But what you can do, Sagittarius, is just keep a plain Jane, kind of attitude, especially with family members and with your food habits as well. Handle job related communication or communication with your spouse or in-laws very, very carefully. Though money is there, because second house is so active, money is there, accumulation of wealth is there, but fiery issues are also there. So what's your reproductive organ, urinary system, lower abdomen, as eighth house is all hidden private parts of our body. You have to keep a check. Now the four transit is happening on 17th of August into your ninth house. Sun is entering Leo in your ninth house of fortune. Now Ketu is already sitting there. So this is a very strong placement in principle because Sun is entering its own sign, but Ketu is already there. So the strength of Sun is meeting the challenge of Ketu. Sun is getting afflicted here. So handle this transit with softness and not force. This you have to get into a surrender mode. Ketu asks for surrender rather than control. So what's your dealings or communication with your father, mentor, guru? Your pride or ego with higher learnings. If you're studying somewhere and if you're doing good, just do not tom about your knowledge or about your education. This is the best way to get through or get blessings from your ancestor. Else you may face issues and luck may stop favoring you because this is a house of luck. There can be a breakage and trouble in foreign trouble or higher learning and relationships, especially with all the elders and mentors. Now, Sun from the ninth house will aspect the third house of communication. This brings authority and visibility to your voice and writing, but may also bring sibling matters into focus. You have to watch your communication with. Now, if you are devoted and sincere, walking on a writer's path, as far as you know, if you're doing good, then this is a good time to write and publish your work, complete your thesis or project. Just keep grounded and do it, and then do it with full faith, and your luck will support you here. But if you have any tinge of pride and ego, then Ketu will not let things happen. It will first ask you to surrender, and then only things will favor you. Sun with Ketu in ninth house is a classical window for Pitru Sadhana also, because this house represents our ancestors, Sun represents our ancestors, Ketu is a very, very spiritual planet and represents our past life. So, honoring your ancestor is one more way to anchor this, this transit. It will bring some relief to you, other than, just surrender yourself, especially with your father and mentors. You have to do it. Watch your hips and thighs and lower back, as ninth house represents all of these, and Sun is afflicted here. Now the fifth transit is when Mercury is also joining the party in the ninth house. So there are three planets now in the ninth house on 22nd August. Mercury is your seventh lord of marriage and 10th lord of career. Mercury is joining Ketu and Sun. Now Mercury in the ninth house will sharpen your dharmic thinking, higher learning, and conversation with elders. This is a strong window for teaching, publishing, writing, engaging with your mentors in very meaningful way. Mercury sharpens your intellect and give you the logic to review your belief system, your higher studies, your plan, your life plan, your long distance plan. What do you want to do in future? Your purpose of your life. Whenever now there is a sutra I want to give you. Whenever you think what is my purpose in this life, always check your ninth house. That is the astrological secret. That ninth house will tell you what is the purpose of your life. So when Mercury comes here, when your intellect comes here, you will naturally think about what is the purpose of this life. What am I doing? Where have I reached? Where I want to go? All of these things will happen. Especially Ketu will pull you internal. It is very internal reflective planet, and these kind of themes can come up. Mercury as your seventh lord in ninth. Now this is good. Your spouse or business partner, they are getting into this zone of dharmic platform. So discussion about foreign travel, higher education, luck and fortune, spiritual practices, everything will come up between you and your partner, which is a good kind of discussion. Now, Mercury as your 10th lord in ninth house, career is moving one house behind. This means there can be a shift or change in the job, maybe loss of job, maybe new job, maybe transformation through job. The only thing that is going to help is Jupiter is exalted. And if you leave your pride and ego aside, behind, then the luck can actually support you, and there can be some good change which is coming in the house of career, into your favor. Mercury from ninth house will aspect third house of communication, its own house of communication, which is good for writing, publishing, and spark meaningful communication with siblings. Watch your hip, thighs, lower back, nervous system. Watch your communication. As the Mercury and ninth Lord rules all of these areas. Actually, this is a good transit for you. Only Ketu is asking, demanding you to surrender, get into a surrender mode, rest. I think everything is good. Now let's talk about the solar and lunar eclipse happening this month. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible, but the energies are universal. They're always there, and it does impact all of us at some level, whether you agree or you don't agree, but the impact is there. Now, solar eclipse is there on happening on August 12th. It is impacting your eighth house. The solar eclipse will impact the transformation or hidden matter. So do not make any impulsive decision about joint finances. Take an unverified risk with shared money, inheritance. Engage in emotional confrontation that can drain your energy, especially with your spouse, with your in-laws, with your family members. And the best remedy to do is just be quiet, rest during, especially on the eclipse day, on the eclipse time, the eclipse window. Avoid signing any insurance paperwork. Keep your schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, lunar eclipse is there on August 20th. Personally, I'm more scared of lunar eclipse than solar, because solar you feel physically drained or lifeless. There is no vitality. But that's okay. But lunar eclipse plays on your mind. Now, this is I'm not okay with. So, it is impacting your third house of courage and communication in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in major arguments. Your communication is gone under eclipse, and what you speak or how you speak will impact everything. So better is to keep quiet on the day of eclipse. Do not get into a major discussion. Keep it to yourself, and don't do any kind of publishing, writings on social media, or with your family members. No conversations at all, or no argumentative conversation. And the best remedy is keep a low profile, protect your peace of mind. Staying neutral is the best policy, and feed stray animals or birds to ground the turbulent energy. One more thing I want to share with you is what I do during eclipses. Google the time of when eclipse is getting over in your location, and take a long shower, take a long bath after the eclipse is over. This is very good to clear out the energy. But don't get up in the midnight or early morning. Do it if it is happening in the daytime. And another thing is, you can do a food soak. Take a handful of salt. Don't take a spoonful. Take a handful of salt. Put it, take a warm water, put it in it. Do a food soak for 10-15 minutes. This is also very good, potent remedy. These are very simple remedies, and but they're extremely potent. It will clear out, the anyway it will detox, other than scientifically, other than that it will clear out the energy which this eclipse is creating. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Personal is medium, career is medium, social is medium, love is medium. No, love is medium, low to medium actually, and health is low. Now, you have to take care of your health, especially your stomach, lower abdomen, your private parts, your reproductive system, and your sleep rest pattern. Another remedy I want to share with you, Sagittarius, is always chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama, or praying to Lord Vishnu, or chanting Guru mantras for Jupiter. This will strengthen your Lagna Lord, and invite wisdom, expansion, and blessings from your elders into your life. So, wishing all the Sagittarius ascendant profound inner peace, dharmic clarity from the ninth house, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate the powerful eclipse energy in the month of August. And if you want any deeper look into your personal birth chart, or need any tailored guidance to navigate your own current planetary dasha or period, please feel free to contact me on the contact details given on the screen. All the best to all the Sagittarius rising. Welcome to all the Capricorn rising. Capricorn, we have a very busy month. We have 5 planetary transits, and then 2 special events, that is solar eclipse, total solar eclipse, and a partial lunar eclipse as well. Let's begin with your first transit. The first transit is happening on the very first day of the month, that is on August 1st, when Venus enters Virgo into your ninth house. Ninth house is our luck and fortune. Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and for Capricorn, Venus is your fifth lord, lord of intelligence and 10th lord of career. Actually, Venus is extremely important. It's the lord of Kendra and Trikon for you. All right, so your dharmic direction gets into a review mode. You may feel drawn to re examine your belief system, your values, your purpose of life, your long held ideologies. There can be a confusion in your career related to your job. What is your contribution to this world, and all of these things can happen. Now, higher education, research projects, or advanced studies will demand intense mental focus, forcing you to organize, reorganize, the massive amount of data, edit your work meticulously, and focus on practical application. Why? Because Venus is getting into Virgo. Virgo is very practical and logical. Venus is not happy here, and that is why you have to put lot of conscious effort in doing editing things and doing things. Now, long distance journey or travel plan will require planning, because Virgo is a sign which wants everything prim and proper, so you have to check things 100 times. It's like micromanaging every travel itinerary, flight booking, minor details to avoid mistakes. Now, your relationship with mentor, teacher, or father figure will also shift into highly objective, formal tone, where guidance is evaluated through practical utility rather than emotional connection. Publishing, writing, teaching, very good, very analytical. And if you're working on a book, writing a book, you're doing a PhD research thesis, mm, any higher education or course that you're doing, or into public teaching, this transit favors refining. You may not launch new things, but very good to refine things. Your energy for professional networking, 11th house, career expansion and public recognition is temporarily drained because Venus has moved 12th place away from its home, the sign of Libra. So from 10th house, it has come to the ninth house. So forcing you to pull back from public ambition to focus on serious long-term wisdom. Now there is a chance of changing job because 10th house of job and career is going one place behind. There can be a change in job. There can be a loss of job. There can be a new job. There can be a job with overseas, abroad, or with MNC. All of this is possible. But because Venus is your Kendra Lord and Trikon Lord, and Jupiter is exalted, you are very sincere Capricorn. So I feel any loss of job will also, give you a good opportunity conversion. Now, fifth Lord going ninth to the ninth house. This is very good, but being debilitated, you have to watch for your kids and avoid any kind of speculation. No investments is put in this transit. Best thing to do is get connected with your mentor. Ninth house represents a mentor, and connect with your higher self, through mantra. Fifth house represents a mantra sadhana, mantra siddhi, mantra chanting, or visiting religious places. This will bring some relief and maybe some luck for you. Now, a strong desire is there to reorganize your daily workload or seek wellness routine will emerge as Venus aspects your third house. Pisces, it's a aspect of exaltation. So this is a good one. Saturn is sitting there. This will block impulsive changes, which is good, forcing you to manage your communication, short trips, and skill development with strict and sober boundaries, which is good for you, Capricorn. Watch your hip, thighs, and lower back, and long distance travel or extended sitting can affect them, and avoid eclipse days to travel. Now, second transit of this month is on 2nd August, very second day. This is Mars is entering Gemini in your sixth house. Now, for Capricorn, Mars is your fourth lord, which represents our home, and 11th lord, which represents our gains. Now, Mars is not entirely happy, comfortable in the practical sign of Gemini, because Gemini is like thinking, thinking, and Mars is like action, action. So, though they don't get along very well, but the good news is sixth house is the Upchaya house. Malefic planets do very well in Upchaya house. Mars actually performs very well here, so there is a real potential in this transit for you. First is your ability to fight through obstacles, and competition will rise sharply. If you have been dealing with legal matter, workplace rivals, enemies, pending dispute, health issues, this transit can give you the drive or edge to win or to overcome, to resolve things. Your capacity for hard work will go up. You will feel you will be able to go through your workload, daily challenges that otherwise would have exhausted you. Now, because Mars is your fourth lord going into the sixth house, so home mother matter may come up through your daily routine, daily conversation. You may find yourself handling property paperwork through service work, or mother's health needing attention in your daily schedule. Watch your tone with your mom, with your mother, and family members also as well, and work colleagues also. Now, Mars is the 11th lord in the sixth house, and it's six from six. So income opportunities comes through solving problems. So you're doing through service work or handling competitive situation. Gains through freelancing can also come, or freelancing work or assignment or consulting, contract based things, side hustle. All of these, your income will increase, and it is strongly supported. Mars from sixth house will aspect ninth, 12th, and first house. So, dharmic and higher learning matter will get a boost. Watch your hidden expenses, watch your sleep cycle, and take care of your body and your energy. Watch your stomach, digestion, and gut health, as sixth house rules all of these areas, and it is also looking at the rest 12th house. So, your sleep cycle can get disturbed. Inflammation is acidity, inflammation is another thing you have to take care of. Now, the third transit, Mercury enters Cancer on 5th August. First week has three major transits. Can you believe it? It is happening in your seventh house. Now, for Capricorn, Mercury is your sixth lord of daily routine and ninth lord of your luck and fortune. Now, Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter in your seventh house. This is a brilliant combination, if you ask me. And Mercury in the seventh house sharpens your partnership communication, business negotiation, one on one conversation. This is a very strong window for meaningful discussion with your spouse or with your business partner, or in any one-on-one communication. Now, with Sun in the seventh house, a fire planet in the water sign, then Mercury is not very strongest here. So there can be disagreements or emotional flare up with your spouse, business partner. All of these can surface. But because exalted Jupiter is right there, things will not go overboard. Small tension may arise, but you can resolve it grace. Now, Mercury as your sixth lord in the seventh house. The troubles and diseases and health is going to your spouse house. Okay, so your workplace and daily struggles is coming to your partnership. Conversation about workload or health or workplace issues may come up in your conversation with your partner. Please avoid doing it. Watch their health. You have to watch your spouse health, because diseases are going to your marriage and to your spouse. So watch your marital marriage health and watch your spouse health both. Now, Mercury as your ninth lord in the seventh. Now, this is good. The luck is coming to the spouse house. So, see the nuances here. Trouble is coming to the seventh house, luck is coming to seventh house. So, there is a grace, graceful saving. Now, your spouse or business partner may open a dharmic direction. A teacher or a higher learning opportunity will come for you. This is a supportive transit for meaningful partnership discussion or some long distance travel. Or a work advice from your father and mentor will be very, very helpful and will unlock some door of fortune and luck for you. Now, all these three planets from seventh house is aspecting the first house, that is your body, yourself, your personality. Mars is also aspecting your first house. So there are four planets now aspecting your first house. Too many eyes on you, Capricorn. So your body, identity, and personal direction come into strong focus. Please handle yourself with care, the health especially, and watch your lower abdomen, lower back, kidney, your urinary system, your private parts, everything, everything. This is all ruled by seventh house, all of these areas. So you have to take care of that. Now, the next transit is on 17th of August when Sun enters Leo, your eighth house of transformation. Sun is actually moving into its own sign. This is a very, very strong placement in principle. But Sun not happy in the eighth house and Sun joining Ketu in the eighth house. So the strength is meeting with the challenge. Sun is getting afflicted, and eighth house is a delicate placement for Sun in general. So you may feel emotionally intense, restless, or drawn to deep and hidden subjects during these weeks. Ketu asks you to surrender rather than control, and the eighth house asks for real inner work and transformation. Now, where to surrender? What is the eighth house? You have to surrender first is to yourself. Eighth houses are inner self. So, you have to talk real. You have to get real with yourself, because there are hidden fears, hidden baggages, our ego issues, our pride, everything is there, and even sun is there now. It's a house, so you have to surrender to yourself. Then human relationship wise, it is our house of in-laws. So if any tiff is going on with your in-laws, this month it is not favorable. It will go against you. Pay attention to your health. Eighth house is for chronic health. Ketu is there, which is very, very private, planet. It will not let you see clearly, but sun is there. So maybe some health issues can come to the surface. Immediately visit a doctor and get it checked. Do not sit over it, and surrender your ego, as we have spoken. Sun from eighth will aspect the second house of wealth, family, and speech. Food. This brings hidden matters into your family conversation and can affect family finances. So handle these carefully. Some family secret can come to the surface. Be very careful of what you're eating. Because food is connected with the house of obstacle. Now sun and ketu in the eighth house is a classical window of pitra sadhana, honoring your ancestor. And so if you're feeling heavy or hidden matter feels intense, the quiet spiritual work in your ancestor's name can bring real relief. This is a potent remedy that you can do. Old wounds, buried memories, hidden dynamic may surface for real cleanup. Sun will illuminate all of these. So do not run for what comes up. This is a genuine transformative window. Remember, Sun is the Atma Karka. Your planet with highest degree is also Atma Karka, but generally, Sun is the one who gives energy to every living being under the sun. So, Sun is our Atma Karka, and it is there sitting with, it is there sitting with Ketu in the eighth house. So, face all the dynamics that is coming through. It will help you in a longer run, and take care of your father's health as well. Watch your reproductive organs, urinary system, lower abdomen, lower back, or private parts. As eighth house rules these areas, Ketu will not help you here. So you have to to get into preventive checkups if anything feels off. Now the fifth transit is happening on 22nd of August, when Mercury is also joining the party with Sun and Ketu in your eighth house of transformation. This is going to be a very, very interesting month for you, Capricorn. Now, Mercury is your sixth lord. Oh, okay. Sixth lord is going into eighth. It's creating a Viprit Rajyog. So, Mercury, sixth lord of daily routine and health is, and Mercury is also your ninth lord of luck and fortune. This is a great combo. Very tricky. Now, Mercury is joining Sun and Ketu. It is forming a stellium. House is getting crowded. Now, Mercury in eighth house will house pulls your thinking into deep, hidden, and transformative subjects. You may find yourself researching occult therapy, healing, dark corners of your own psyche. Mercury sharpens your intellect and gives you the logic to review joint finances, insurance paperwork, tax filing, inheritance matter. But Ketu can cloud this sharpness with cognitive fog, misread messages, or blunt speech. So pause, reread, and soften your tone before signing anything or before speaking anything related to these matters, or all matters actually, because Mercury represent communication and Ketu is afflicting Mercury, so it's afflicting intelligence and communication. Now Mercury as your sixth the lord into eighth house, this is a good thing actually. It's a creating Viprit Raj Yoga, and but it is bringing hidden health matters, workplace transformation, workplace enemies to your chronic health issue into the focus into your eighth house. So you have to be extremely sincere about your daily routine, which you are, Capricorn. So, but this is a tricky one for you. Now, Mercury is your ninth lord into the eighth house. This is bringing transformation. Research into deeper spiritual subjects or shift in your relationship with your father or mentors, your teachers. This can be genuinely transformative. Dharmic window if you engage with it in a righteous way. Father's health extremely needs attention. Now, when luck lord is going eight in the eighth house, it means some divine power. See, ninth house is our luck and fortune, our ancestors, and it is going in the in the eighth house. What does it mean? It means some divine power comes to you as your backup to rescue you from any obstacle or trouble is happening. This is so wonderful, Capricorn, because this transit, all of these transits are so tricky for you, but you see your luck lord is actually backing you up. This is so beautiful. Now, because Mercury joins Sun Ketu stellium in 8th house, joint finances, hidden matters, transformation all come into the focus at once. Luck is backing you up. But this is not a time for casual financial discussions, and pay attention and watch your communication like I have discussed before. Mercury will aspect the second house from the eighth house. Actually, Sun is also aspecting. Everybody is aspecting second house. Mars is also aspecting second house. Second house is getting too many eyes. Connect yourself with Dharma and do anonymous charity to navigate through transit. Face the transformation that is coming up to you. It's a wonderful golden window to overcome your fears and your emotional baggage that you're carrying. Family conversation, handle it with care. Watch your reproductive organ, urinary system, lower abdomen, lower back, nervous system. Eighth house is ruling all of it, and it can actually bring some strain. The next one I want to talk about is the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. I'll try to bring another short video and explain more nuances so that for life, we understand whenever solar or lunar eclipse happens, what are the do's and don'ts and what are the nuances. But anyway, shortly here I will explain. So, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may be visible, may not be visible, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Solar eclipse is on 12th of August. This is impacting your seventh house of marriage, spouse, partnership. Do not make any impulsive relationship discussion decisions or sign any major business contract or engage in heated argument, confrontation with your spouse, with your partner, with any your one-on-one relationship. Best remedy is to get grounded, rest, be quiet, especially in the eclipse window. Avoid launching major projects. Keep your schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Then there is a lunar eclipse on August 20th, end of the month. This is impacting your second house. I'm more scared of the lunar eclipse, even if it is partial, than the total solar eclipse. Why? Because solar is mostly draining your physical energy, your life energy, which is okay. You can just rest and sleep. But lunar plays on your mind. This is not good. The lunar eclipse hits your house of wealth, second house, speech and food. Avoid eating anything heavy and spicy. That is first thing coming to my mind. Do not participate in major financial disputes, impulsive family arguments, careless spending. So the best remedy is for you to keep a low profile financially. Do not talk about it. Do not open your bank account and check transaction, and don't get into discussion with your banker, with your CA. Protect your peace of mind by staying neutral in family discussion disputes if they happen, and feed stray animals, birds to ground this turbulent energy. One thing I want to share with you that I do at the time of eclipses, first is chanting and meditation is good. Then I take a bath once the eclipse time is over. Check on Google what time eclipse is getting over in for your local location, and take a long shower, long bath after the eclipse period is over. And do not get up in the midnight if it is happening. Next day morning you can do it. Another thing that I do is food soak in salt water. So take a handful of salt, not spoonful. Take a handful of salt. Any salt is okay. And do a food soak for 10-15 minutes post eclipse is over. This will also, other than it has a scientific detox kind of nuances, other than that, it will also, clear the energy and the vibration which the eclipse brings. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Capricorn, personal is medium, career is medium, social is medium, love is medium. Actually, love is low to medium, and health is low. Now, eighth house, sixth house, everything is involved here. So you have to take care of your health, your body. It needs attention. Your father's health, also your mother's health, your pet's health. You have to take care of it, and take care of your stomach, your gut. Whatever you are eating, everything can impact this month. One more remedy I want to share with you, Capricorn, is chant Shani Chalisa. That is praying to Lord Shani or Lord Hanuman, or chanting Shani mantra or Hanuman Chalisa. All of this will strengthen your Lagna Lord Saturn and ground your energy and invite discipline and stability and steady progress into your life. So, wishing all the Capricorn ascendant profound inner peace and quiet strength and the wisdom of steady progress as we navigate the powerful eclipse energies this month. And if you want any deeper look into your personal birth chart or need any tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period, please feel free to connect with me on the Contact details given on the screen. All the best to all the Capricorn rising. Welcome to all the Aquarius rising. Aquarius, we have a very busy month for the month of August. There are five planetary transits, and other than that, there are two special events. One is the total solar eclipse, and one is the lunar eclipse. Everything is happening in August. But let's start with the first transit for this month. Now, the very first transit is on the very first day, that is on the August 1st, when Venus will enter Virgo in your eighth house. Now, eighth house represents our transformation. So, Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and for Aquarius, Venus is your fourth lord of home and mother, and the ninth lord of luck and fortune. So, you will take a highly analytical, critical look at your shared assets, partners' finances, tax obligation, or inheritance matters, tracking every minor detail to pluck financial leak. Now, why this will happen is because Venus is getting into a very practical and logical sign of Virgo, and hence anything related to the eighth house, you will take a very practical look out on all those matters. Now, your deep psychological blocks, fears, or past emotional trauma will also surface, forcing you to analyze and process your innermost vulnerabilities with cold intellectual precision. So, the diva tip is be gentle and not a self critic. Now, your intimate relationships takes on more sober tone, deep conversation about trust, boundaries, and shared life will come up. Handle them with grace and not defensiveness. Also, do not overanalyze partners' every move or their tone. Now, any research work, hidden investigation, any projects, if you're doing a PhD, any thesis writing, or healing, or occult studies, this will get benefit from the immense focus that this combination will bring, allowing you to organize complex data and unearth secrets with meticulous accuracy. Now, sudden shifts in finance or shared resources may also show up. Prepare for unexpected and do not lock yourself into rigid financial commitments this month. Sudden because eighth house represents sudden events of our life. Now, your energy for long distance travel, spiritual exploration, and higher learning is temporarily drained because Venus has moved 12th from its own home or sign of Libra, which is there in your ninth house. Forcing you to pull back from broad philosophical pursuits or deal with intense immediate crisis. Also, you have to watch your father's health as well. Now, from the eighth house, Venus will aspect the second house of wealth and family, speech and food, where you can see Saturn is also transiting there. Now, this will bring a sober, realistic view to your family conversation, financial decisions, and if you have been overextending yourself or over giving yourself into your family, or if you're indulging in luxury or being careless with your words, Saturn will help you to set boundaries here. Watch out for your reproductive organs, urinary system, and lower abdomen, even lower back, as debilitated Venus in 8th can affect all of them. Now, the second transit is on the 2nd of August when Mars is entering Gemini in your 5th house. So, for Aquarius, Mars is your third lord of communication and 10th lord of career. So, Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini because action is meeting intellect, and this can create restlessness in especially in creative and romantic matters. But if you channel it well, it is a good combination. So, your creative drive rises sharply. You may feel more assertive in your creative work, more willing to take bold artistic decisions or push forward on projects you had been holding back on. Then, because Mars is your third lord getting into the fifth house, so your voice, communication carry more edge in creative or romance conversation, even with your kids. Content creation, writing, teaching becomes energized, though you may have to watch your tone, which always comes whenever Mars is going in any house. Now, because Mars is the 10th lord, which is coming to the fifth house, this is a very good combination. Career and creative work can start blending, and you may find creative projects opening career doors, or your career leaning will lean more into your creative territory, which is a good one. Now, if you have children, matter concerning their education, health, or daily routine may come into the focus with more intensity. Guard against being harsh with them or pushing them too hard. Mars has three aspects. So, Mars will aspect 8th house, 11th house, and 12th house. So, watch joint finances or hidden matters, and gains and networks can gain momentum, and hidden expenses may also rise. Watch your stomach, heart, and back, as fifth house rule all of these areas, and Mars adds heat that can cause strain. Now, the third transit is when Mercury enters Cancer on 5th of August. So, first week we have three big transits. Mercury enters Cancer in your sixth house. For Aquarius, Mercury is your fifth lord of intelligence and eighth lord of transformation. What does it mean? Actually, Mercury is joining Sun and exalted Jupiter here. So it's creating a Vipreet Rajyo. Now, Mercury in the sixth house sharpens your daily routine, workplace communication, problem solving. There is a strong window for editing, auditing, precise work, or resolving pending workplace matter. Mercury is very good at doing all these things. And Mercury is very logic driven planet, but sitting in a water sign, its clarity gets emotionally colored. So you may find yourself overthinking workplace decision or that email sent to a colleague or reading colleagues through emotion rather than logic. Some mental strain is possible to pause before you react. Now watch the health of your pets also. Now with Sun in the sixth house, which is a fire planet and water sign, and Mercury also not being very strong here, small workplace disagreement or emotional flare up with colleagues can come to surface. But because we have a saving grace, exalted Jupiter is sitting here, so small tension may arise, but they will resolve gracefully. Now, Mercury as your fifth lord in the sixth brings creative work and children's matter into your daily routine. So you may find yourself dealing with children's education matter through daily hustle or attending a parent-teacher meet or going to their schools or getting involved in a homework or something daily hustle or even creative projects becoming service-oriented work. Something like this will happen. Mercury as the eighth lord in the sixth house. Now this is creating a Vipreet Raj Yoga. So the suddenness is coming to the house of health. So you have to take care of health, hidden health matters or chronic issues. Even eighth house represents transformation. So transformative workplace situation will arise, will take your attention, and old health pattern, if it resurfaces, will go under a cleanup, as your intuition from the eighth house will help you to see through. So use your intuition to deal with your enemies, with your struggles, with your obstacles. Now all the three planets from the sixth house will is aspecting the 12th house of rest and sleep and foreign matter, even hidden expenses. So Mars also is aspecting the 12th house. Lot of eyes on the 12th house. That means the foreign matter, hidden financial commitments, and sleep pattern are all under too many eyes. So you have to take care of it. Watch your stomach, digestion, and gut health. Sixth house represents all of this, and there are three planets making a stellium there. So although there are benefic planets, but Sun is also there. So take care of inflammation related things. Now the fourth transit is on 17th of August when Sun will enter Leo in your seventh house. For Aquarius, Sun is your seventh lord itself and entering into its own sign. Now this is a very strong placement in principle, but Sun is joining Ketu here, so the strength is meeting with a challenge. Ketu will eclipse or afflict Sun. Now your partnership dynamics come under real review. You will experience a massive wave of clarity and truth in your marriage and long-term partnership. You may feel emotionally distant from your spouse, unclear about your closest relationship, or pulled between your own identity and your partnership. So there can be a tension between you, your married life. Even your spouse may go through the same, because seventh house represents our spouse, and all this combination is having in the seventh house. So they may also feel the same. And Ketu here will only ask for surrender and not force. Now, Sun from the seventh house will directly aspect your first house, even Ketu is aspecting. First house is our body, our personality. Now, this intense gaze brings a radical phase of personal reinvention and physical vitality audit, forcing you to project your personal authority with absolute authenticity, while warning you to guard against sudden energy depletion, dehydration, or workplace exhaustion. You have to take care of yourself in this transit as well. Then Sun with Ketu in the seventh house is a classical window for Pitra Sadhana, honoring our ancestors. So if partnership feels heavy or your marriage feels distant, quiet spiritual work in the ancestors' name will bring some relief. Now, business partnership is also looked from the seventh house, so you may go through a natural review. Old partnership pattern may need to end for new ones to begin. So these kind of theme will also come to the surface. So handle these conversations with grace and not aggression. So you have to watch your health yourself, because Ketu is expecting you, Sun is expecting you. You have to watch your conversation with your spouse, and the diva tip here is, do not get into any deep conversation or any important decision, especially related to your partnership or with your spouse in this transit. Just surrender and just get into a listening mode. Watch your lower abdomen and lower back. Seventh house rules all this area, and sun is getting afflicted here. Now, the fifth transit is on 22nd August when Mercury enters Leo into your seventh house of marriage and partnership. For Aquarius, Mercury is your fifth lord of intelligence and eighth lord of transformation. The Mercury in the seventh house sharpens your partnership communication, business negotiation, and one-on-one conversation. Actually, this is some breeze of, it's a fresh air coming into Sun and Ketu. Mercury is a natural benefic planet, and some tension will reduce when Mercury joins here. Although Mercury is also getting afflicted with Ketu, but still Mercury is our communication and intelligence, and it will bring some tension. It will clear some tension. Now, this is a strong window for meaningful discussion with your spouse. So once Mercury joins Sun and Ketu, that is the time when you can open up if you want to have any one-on-one discussion with your business partner or even with your spouse. But Ketu asks you to be measured. Now, Mercury sharpens your intellect and gives you the logic to review partnership dynamic, business agreement, or marriage matter. But Ketu can cloud this sharpness with the cognitive fog and misread messages and blunt speech. Your partner may hear your confidence as maybe detachment or criticism. So pause and soften your tone before speaking, but it is still better than Sun and Ketu sitting alone there. Now, Mercury as your fifth lord in seven, this is very good. It's like bringing romance to the house of marriage, bringing children, creativity in the house of marriage and partnership. So if you have kids, their education, their well-being, this can come up for a discussion, even discussion for your second kid, that is also on the card. Mercury as your eighth lord going back in the seventh house. Now it is going 12th. So bringing hidden partnership matter and joint finances or transformative relationship dynamic will come into the focus. So old partnership pattern may need to end for new ones to begin. Now this theme is repeating for you, Aquarius. And one more thing can happen: the finances or the resources of your spouse can also get hit, because eighth house is your spouse's growth or income, and it is coming a house before. It is going 12th, so that is the losses for spouse income and resource. Now everything happening in your seventh house during these weeks, 3-4 weeks, will test your identity, because everything is watching the first house and your close one-on-one relationship. So take care of the conversation, especially with your spouse and in-laws also, and take care of any questions that is coming around your identity. The tip here is, do not get into any serious or deep conversation. Now, let us also talk about the next event, which is the solar and the lunar eclipse, which is happening in the month of August. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible, but energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. First, the solar eclipse, which is on the August 12th, it is impacting your sixth house. Sixth house is our daily routine workplace and even our pets. So do not make impulsive job changes, take on unverified health risk, or engage in workplace confrontation that drain your energy. And the best remedy is quietly rest during the eclipse window, or especially the eclipse window that day, and avoid signing loan or a job paperwork. Keep your daily schedule light and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Do not take your pets for a walk or to play during the eclipse time. Let them also, rest. Now, the next is lunar eclipse, which is on August 20th, which is impacting your first house. Now, I'm more scared of lunar eclipse than solar eclipse, Aquarius, because solar eclipse is normally, it is impacting your physical self, your energy. You might feel drained, but lunar is, it always plays on your mind, and so it is more dangerous. So partial lunar eclipse, it's happening 20th August, first house. So your body, your identity, this is happening in your Lagna, and Rahu is also sitting there. So do not participate in any major personal reinvention, impulsive identity shifts, doing anything with your face, with your head, doing any cosmetics, any facial, any dental work. Do not plan anything on 27th August, 20th and 29th. And best remedy is keep an extremely low profile, protect your peace of mind, and stay neutral if there is any discussion with your business partner, with your spouse, or any one-on-one relation. What I do in the eclipse time is I do a food soak in a salt water. That's the best way to clear the energy, or take a good long shower after the eclipse is over. Now let's look at the monthly indicator. Person is low and it has to be, so take care. August is not a very great month for self, but it is a good month for things related to your career, things related to your children, creativity, intelligence. This is all good, but person is a bit low. Career and money is medium. Social is medium. Love is low. Health is also low. Rahu is sitting in your Lagna all the month. Sun, Ketu, Mercury forming stellium in the seventh and watching you on the first house. Lunar eclipse is there. Solar eclipse is there. Lunar is happening in the first house. So you have to take care of your health, mental peace, and rest pattern this month. One general remedy I want to share with you, Aquarius, is chanting Shani Chalisa, praying to Lord Shani or Lord Hanuman, or chanting Shani mantra to strengthen your Lagna Lord Saturn and ground your energy under Rahu's amplification, and invite discipline, stability, and quiet strength into your life. So, wishing all the Aquarius ascendant profound inner peace, steady strength through this Rahu Ketu axis happening in 1 and 7, and the wisdom of quiet brilliance as you navigate through this powerful eclipse happening in the month of August. If you want to take a deeper look into your personal birth chart, you can always get in touch with me, and the contact details are given on the screen. All the best to all the Aquarius sign. Welcome to all the Pisces rising. Pisces, we have a very busy month, the month of August. There are five major planetary transit, plus there are two special events. One is total solar eclipse and one is partial lunar eclipse. But let's begin and start talking about the first transit for you. The first transit is happening on the very first day of the month, which is 1st of August, when Venus enters the sign of Virgo into your seventh house. Now, Venus gets debilitated in the sign of Virgo, and Pisces for you, Venus is your third house of communication and eighth house of transformation. First thing coming to my mind is watch your words with your spouse. Now, seventh house represents a spouse and marriage and business partnership, any one on one relationship. So, your marriage and partnership takes on a more practical, duty driven tone because Venus, the planet of love, is getting into very practical sign of Virgo. So, surface romance may go, may quitten, and deeper conversation about the future can bring genuine clarity. Business partnership may need a review. This is a good window for examining agreements, documentation related to your business, and signing any deal, refining terms and conditions, or having a very honest conversation about your roles and responsibility into your business zone. And now your ability to see your partner clearly will sharpen both strengths and flaws because there is more visibility, and watch for being overly critical of them over habits or daily quirks. Now, why I'm saying more visibility, it's because eighth house is involved here. It is very intuitive. It shows us something which is behind the door, behind the below the surface. That's all. Now, a strong desire or to focus on self-care, personal styling, or personal presentation will emerge as Venus is aspecting the first house's exaltation sign of Pisces. Now, this is a good one. This will give you a sense of dressing well or looking well, and you will feel that whenever you're putting any efforts, you will feel that it is working for your identity and for your external looks, even overall personality. And Saturn is sitting there, so don't worry. Saturn will not let you do anything. I mean, not overdo anything. So that is a good point. Now, your energy for research and handling secrets or joint investment is temporarily drained. Why? Because we are talking about eighth house. Because Venus is moving 12th from itself. It is from eighth sign. It is coming to the seventh sign. So forcing you to pull back from hidden matters or to face the demanding logic of open, because eighth house is of secret. Face to face partnerships, financial setbacks can also happen, not for you, but for your spouse, because eighth house is the first house from seventh, which shows the growth of your spouse. So that means your spouse can get a setback in the income with their job or with their growth. This is also possible, or any assets that they have. Now, your physical vitality can experience specific vulnerabilities, making you prone especially about your lower abdomen, your lower back, stiffness, fluid retention, reproductive system, all of these, because Venus is getting debilitated here in the seventh house, and it will slow your, slow down the these areas of your body. Now, Take care of yourself in this. Venus represents love and pleasure, and when it is going into the seventh house, that is connecting with our marriage and with our spouse. So this is a time to be very careful in our conversation with our loved ones, especially with our spouse. Now the second transit will happen this month on the very second day, which is 2nd of August, when Mars is entering in the sign of Gemini into your fourth house. Fourth house is home and mother. Now, Mars is your second lord of wealth and ninth lord of fortune. This is a good combination. Mars is not entirely comfortable in the sign of Gemini, but still, let's see what all can happen. First is the home and family life comes into sharp focus. Something in your home environment may shift, whether it's a renovation, a family member coming or going, or a change in emotional atmosphere at home. Secondly, because Mars is your second lord coming into the fourth house, family finances and family conversation may become tense. Watch your speech at home, as sharp words can hurt someone without having any bad intention. Now, Mars is the ninth lord coming into the fourth house. This is a good combination. So, dharmic conversation, higher learning matter, or your father's presence may come up in the home dynamic. Your father may need attention, or dharmic discussion, or some rituals, some puja, or some rituals may arise or get planned or get performed in your family space, like a havan or a some good ritual. Now, your mother comes into focus as well. Fourth house represents our mother, and you have to watch her health because Mars is anyway a fiery and a natural malefic planet. Watch her emotional state, her comfort. Mars in fourth can bring stress or friction around her well-being. Then from Mars from fourth will aspect three houses. Mars is three aspects: seventh, 10th, and 11th house. So first, it's aspecting partnership and your spouse and marriage. It will need patience, but it is good for buying any property or any joint asset. That is good, but just you have to just watch your conversation and tone, speech and tone. Then career will get a boost, very good boost. So this is good. This is a good aspect, and gains from network is also possible. So this is actually only the seventh house. You have to watch your conversation with your spouse. Otherwise, it's very good looking at 10th and 11th, especially for bringing money, finances, joint assets, some property related things. Watch your chest and heart region and emotional balance, as fourth house rules of this all of these areas, and Mars can add heat and create tension. Now the next one is when Mercury enters Cancer on 5th of August in your fifth house. Now you know what, first week is so busy for all of us. There are three major transits happening in the first week of August. Now for Pisces, for you, Mercury is your fourth lord of home and mother and seventh lord of marriage and partnership, and it is entering into your fifth house of intelligence. Mercury is also joining Sun and exalted Jupiter, your Lagna Lord. This is actually very beautiful. Mercury in fifth house sharpens your creativity, your intelligence, your romantic communication, your interaction with your children. This is a strong window for creative writing, teaching, or meaningful conversation with your loved ones. Secondly, three planets sitting together in the fifth house is forming a stellium. But this is a genuinely a grace filled window for creativity for children and romantic matters. So this stellium is not bad. Now, Mercury is a logic driven planet, but sitting in the water sign, so what happens is we think more emotionally because Mercury is our thinking, logic, and our communication. So you may find yourself overthinking about your creative decisions, reading through your partner through your emotions rather than logic. Some mental strain is possible, so pause before you react. Even your children matter. You may think more emotionally and then practically. Mercury, as your fourth lord, is going into fifth house. This is good. One house ahead. This is linking your home and mother directly to your intelligence and creativity. So, home discussions about children, romance, or projects may come up and will be handled very gracefully. Now, Mercury, as your seventh lord, getting into the fifth house, will bring spouse, business partner into creative, romantic zone or discussion. Now, this is a supportive transit for meaningful partnership. Maybe some deal, discussion, some conversation, or about your family and future discussion with your spouse as well. Maybe you buy a some joint asset or property with your spouse. Now, all these three planets are aspecting the 11th house of gains and network. Mars is also aspecting the 11th house. So too many planets are watching your 11th house of gains. So I think this is a good month for networking, getting connected with friends, and even this is an indication of this, getting another source of stream, or another source of resources to get money, or to get paid. So this is a second stream of money which can come in. So all the best to all of you. Watch your just stomach, heart, and back area. Fifth house rules all of these areas. Too many planets there, although not bad, but still some unbalanced tension can be there regarding the stomach and your back. Now, the next transit is Sun entering Leo on August 17th into your sixth house. For Pisces, Sun is your sixth lord and entering its own sign in your sixth house. Now, this is a very strong placement for Sun, but Sun is joining Ketu, who is already sitting in Leo. Now, Sun enters its own sign, which is very good, naturally strong placement, but it is creating a Viprit Rajyog also, which means you can turn obstacles into breakthrough. But as Ketu is also here, the results will come with a lot of challenges. Now, your ability to win against competition, resolve legal matters, or handle workplace dispute will all rise. And if you have been dealing with rival court cases or ongoing challenges, this transit gives you the real strength to see them through, but only if you are in a collaborative or listening mode or a surrender mode, and not through your ego or pride. Sun from the sixth house will aspect the 12th house of rest and foreign matter. So this can bring attention to your sleep pattern, hidden financial matter, investments, foreign work. Good window for people who are looking for a job abroad or overseas. This is the time when they can apply and they can get through. Now, health matters will need attention. The sixth house rules are health, and even though Sun is very strong in the sixth house, it normally helps us, kill all the diseases and enemies. But Ketu can bring sudden or hidden health issues. The eighth house is getting involved. So do not ignore signals that your body is giving you this month, and watch your stomach, digestion, and gut health. Now, the next transit is on August 22nd, when Mercury is joining the party with Sun and Ketu into your sixth house. Now, Mercury is your fourth lord and seventh lord, very important planet for personal relationship. Mercury in the sixth house sharpens your daily routine, workplace communication, and problem solving skills. Why? Because Mercury is very logical, and Mercury is a natural benefic planet, will bring some fresh breeze of air between the Sun and Ketu tension. That will also happen. Some relaxation. Now, Mercury sharpens your intellect and gives you the logic to handle your competition, workplace politics, legal paperwork. But Ketu is still there, reflecting Mercury. Can cloud the sharpness a bit. Maybe misread messages or blunt speech, because Mercury is communication and Ketu will affect it. So pause, reread, and soften your tone before going and having any important discussion. Just be very very proactive, or I will say be very conscious. Now, Mercury, as your fourth lord in the sixth house, brings home mother matter into the daily hustle. So property paperwork, mother's health, or home decisions will come into discussion and need to be handled through service or workplace channel. Also, you have to take care of your mother's health, because mother is walking into the house of health and diseases. So you have to take care of her health. Now, Mercury as your seventh lord in the sixth house. From the marriage house, it is going one place backward. This means your spouse health is also has to be watched, because seventh house is our spouse, and sixth house is of our health and enemies, and spouse is going and sitting in the house of health and enemies. Two things can happen. Either there can be a lot of fight between you and your spouse, like enemies, or their health can get impacted, or your spouse is getting away for, maybe visiting some place, or not available for this month. It's distant from you. It's going 12, it's distant from you, even your business partner. So discussion about your health is also on the card, because anything happening to sixth house, your health is also coming into picture, your pet's health is also coming into picture. Now, workplace stress or daily challenges may come up between you and your partner. Watch your conversations, and watch the health of your spouse and yourself. Now, so many events are happening, Pisces, this month, and along with all this intense transit, like Sun joining Ketu and Mercury joining Ketu and Mars getting into Gemini. All of these are, hinting towards one thing, that this is the month where we have to be very conscious. This is a very busy month and very intense one for all of us. It's a good month when we are talking about career, creativity, finances, social, but not very good when it is coming to personal or one-on-one relationship, with, especially with loved ones. Even the solar and lunar eclipse, which is happening, it does impact. Let's talk about it a bit. Solar eclipse is happening on August 12th, and lunar eclipse is happening on August 28th. Now, whichever part of the world you are, the eclipse may not be visible, but the energies are universal and it does impact all of us at some level. Now, the solar eclipse is impacting your fifth house. Fifth house is of our children, creativity, intelligence. So, do not make any impulsive decision about your children, their career, their education, their health, their any activity with your kids are involved. Take speculative financial, do not take speculative financial risk or engage in heated romantic arguments, because fifth house represents our intelligence, our romantic partner, our kids, our creativity. So do not make any big decision uh, during the eclipse week at least. And best remedy here is rest quietly during the eclipse window. Avoid signing paperwork related to your children or any investment, and keep your creative schedule light, and chant Om Namah Shivaya to completely soothe your mind and emotional environment. Now, on lunar eclipse, I'm more scared of partial lunar eclipse than total solar eclipse. Why? Solar eclipse is more on your physical self. You feel drained out of energy because sun is our energy, but lunar is our mind and it plays on our mind. I find this more dangerous than the physical uh, depletion. Now, lunar eclipse is impacting your 12th house of sleep and rest and foreign matters or hidden matter. It is happening in the sign of Aquarius. So do not participate in major foreign paperwork, impulsive hidden commitments, unnecessary travel plans, attending any retreat, any travel during this week when lunar eclipse is happening. And keep a low profile, protect your sleep, very, very important, and mental peace. Stay neutral if any conversation is happening. And you can always feed stray animals or birds to ground this turbulent energy, because you are already into sadesati peak sadesati phase, and during this eclipse phase you have to take extra care. One more thing that I do, Pisces, personally, when eclipse happen is that I take a long shower. I take a bath after eclipse time is over. So Google what time eclipse is getting over on these days in your location, and take a long, nice, warm shower. If it is happening between midnight and morning, don't worry. But if it is happening during daytime, do that. And second is do a salt water food soak. So take a handful of salt. Don't take spoonful. Take a handful. Any salt is okay. And do a food soak. Just dip your feet into warm water with a lot of salt, and sit there for 10-15 minutes. This is also good way to cleanse. These are the two things that I do when once eclipse get over. And while eclipse is happening to our illuminary planet, sun and moon, they are so important planet for all of us. When they are going through eclipse, normally I'm chanting, and I'm just keeping quiet and I'm chanting and not watching television or not scrolling on my phone or something. I just close my eyes and chant and pray. I pray for all of us in the universe. I pray for mostly the animals which are out and they are getting under eclipse this thing directly. I pray for them. So praying, meditating, and soaking, taking a food soak or having a shower is the best thing to do. Now let's look at your monthly indicator. Personal is medium to low. Actually, I should say low to medium. Career is medium. Social is medium. Love is medium. Love, I can say high also. Love is good. And health is low. Now with Saturn sitting into your Lagna, Sadesati peak, and Sun joining Ketu and all of this month is a little bit take care of your health, rest, mental peace. But the saving grace is your Lagna Lord is exalted, Pisces. So there is a saving grace for you. So do not worry. But still, I would advise take conscious effort this month to watch yourself, watch your health. Now, one more remedy I want to share here with you is chanting the Vishnu Sahasranama, or praying to Lord Vishnu, or chanting Guru mantra, the mantras for Jupiter to strengthen your Lagna Lord, although it's exalted, but still to invite more wisdom, expansion, and protective grace into your life during this phase. So, wishing all the Pisces send in profound inner peace, steady grace, and quite brilliance as you navigate through this powerful eclipse happening in the month of August. And if you want any deeper look into your personal birth chart or need any tailored guidance to navigate your current planetary period of Sadesati or any dasha that you're going through, please feel free to connect with me on the contact details given on the screen. All the best to all the Pisces rising.